maxed mounted Torchic. I needed to evolve him.
Nice. Anywho, guys, welcome to Discount Gamer. I'm one of your hosts, John, aka Iron Business, and we have
a full house today.
Indeed.
Mr. Perp 6, PlayStation Network.
Xavier Keys at Brolic Blaxican. Come check me at Instagram,
Yes.
Xbox.
Yes.
Savant_11, Brandon.
No hesitation this time. Nice.
And then we have a guest today.
One of our listeners.
One of our listeners is actually here.
Yeah.
My name is Christian, and my gamer tag is Scarlet_Speed 219.
Scarly?
Scarlet.
Yeah,
Scarlet.
like the Scarlet
Sorry,
Speedster.
that
You'd know
Well,
that
yeah.
if you weren't such a fucking piece of trash.
Yeah.
Oh,
hate.
Fuck you.
No, I'm still bringing up this bullshit with that. We had like this huge heated argument for like DC, what was worthwhile, what wasn't worthwhile, and I feel like I still shouldn't have to defend Aquaman as much as I do. I'm really mad about that.
Okay, see, I'll give you the Flash. I've gotten respect for the Flash, but fuck SpongeBob want to be Aquaman, first of all.
Respect to the literal king of the ocean.
Fuck that.
I mean, he's not wrong.
I don't care.
He's definitely not wrong.
SpongeBob is still better.
I mean,
I'm sorry, SpongeBob can catch bubbles, grill a burger, and make fire underwater.
So can Krillin, but you know,
so can Krillin.
Then that's just proof. It's two people better than Aquaman.
that's another thing that I'm still mad about. Krillin does not get the respect he deserves for being like the strongest human being alive.
Oh no, I'll give you that.
Yeah, right.
I'm not a, what is it, Dragon Ball, whatever?
Yeah. Wow.
Which one is it? There's
I
like
didn't
1,000 of
think
them,
I'd
right?
get
Dragon Ball Z.
Get out.
There's a,
oh
there's
my
about
God.
1,000 of those now,
Oh
isn't
my
there?
God damn it.
No, yeah, so Scarlet Speedster. Awesome.
Yeah.
At least you're not going for Yamcha.
I don't even
Don't
know.
worry, I'm about to brawl like all of this. Next scene. Yeah. So what do we got going on today?
So tonight we are reviewing Marvel Future Fight,
Cool.
or as I like to call it, 2018's Ultimate Alliance. Sorry, I had to swallow there like mid-sentence. So,
Dylan, can't like non-comparable or what's the deal with that?
well, comparable how?
So like you're saying like you had to swallow for it. Are you saying like you're disappointed to have to compare the two, or
No, just I had to swallow.
my bad?
At least
Well, spitters are quitters these days. But.
So-
Wow.
At least he swallows.
Wow. And we just went there.
All right, who wants to open this thing up?
So, well,
You first, Colbert.
I guess the publishers or whatever
The creators of the game.
Netmarble. Have you guys
Which
heard
have
of
done a lot of really cool games.
them? They actually released their new update, right? They have 3 new characters. One of them being Spider-Man 2099.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited to get that one.
And he plays really fucking good.
It's the black and white one, right?
No, it's the
Or what-
black.
It's the future one. Right?
Yeah, where like his mask looks like he has fangs.
Track. Okay. Yeah, I'm on it.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2099. That's when he's like more deeply involved with the Fantastic Four, right? Because like the Human Torch dies.
No, that's when he's like much more violent.
Oof.
Like he's very, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do what needs to get done.
Yeah.
I like that.
He's badass. I think he's like one of only 2 or 3 Spider-Man that has the web wings.
Oh yeah, like the
so he can
glider
glide
thing.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
One where they was introduced Civil War, the first time I ever saw him. Not in the comics. Civil
Oh,
War, right?
in the MCU, I think it first came out on Homecoming when he's
Wait,
at the top of the
the-
Washington.
It's Homecoming when
Monument.
they do.
Yeah, he's at the top of the
Yeah,
Washington.
yeah, but that's
Monument.
not 2099. 2099
he's-
actually had his
he's talking
own
about
comics.
just
I'm just
yeah.
talking about just the
Yeah,
case.
yeah.
The glider.
Yeah, no, 2099. Shit, back in
I was like, they said something about that. I got excited.
Hold
no,
up, new content.
right?
That
No,
shit.
in I want to say like 96 or 97. Somebody's gonna have to fact check that. He actually got his own comic book line.
Yeah,
Basically, he was like the Punisher of Spider-Man.
yeah. Pretty much. I think there's a lot of characters in the MCU, or not the MCU. I'm sorry, I'm very old school, so when I say MCU, I mean Marvel Comic Universe, not Cinematic Universe. And I think that's a big problem for me, especially
Yeah.
now that everything's so going on, so stuff. Marvel comic universe, there's a lot of like characters that have like very Punisher-esque styling. So, say for instance, one of the biggest differences now is Star-Lord. A lot of people think that Peter Quill was this very fun-loving, this very energetic, this
but
very
he's actually an
enthusiastic
asshole.
person. No, fuck yeah, exactly. He's like the Punisher in space. So, which I've talked about it once. I've talked about it 100 times. We do not deserve Chris Pratt as a human being. What did we do to get that?
He's amazing.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
he's a gentleman and a scholar.
There's no part of my life where I did something so good as to deserve Chris Pratt.
I doubt
he's
it's
a
just
perfect.
you.
He's a perfect Star-Lord. Like,
oh yeah,
I think it brought this whole new element, and I think the directing plus the cast was this very, very potent mix. And people need that in a franchise they don't know very well. Because to be totally honest with you,
especially
outside of,
Guardians.
Casual comic book fans don't know who the Guardians are. Moviegoers don't know who the Guardians are.
A lot of comic book fans didn't know who the Guardians were.
Exactly. Because there were so many Guardians, they didn't know which ones they were going to pick. They didn't know how this was going to go. So to bring somebody that could hit like this, and then I'm not going to say it started Chris Pratt's career, but that's definitely the first thing that it was in my mind, other than Parks and Recreation.
Well, I mean, but even then, it's what pushed him towards his whole, like, let me rebuild my whole body and rebuild my whole...
Oh, yeah.
So if anybody out there watches Parks and Recreation,
Great show.
there's a certain part, like I think it's in season 4 or season 5, where in between the season, they go off and they do their own thing, and Andy Dwyer, who's played by Chris Pratt, comes back and he talks to his friend Ben, and he looks at him, he's like, dude, you look fantastic. You need to tell me.
I think you brought
what is
this
your
up
secret?
before.
He's like, dude, honestly, I just stopped drinking beer and like it all just fell off. He's like, how much beer were you drinking? Anyway, this is never talks about it, but yeah, and it's weird to think that there was a movie with Chris Pratt in it that I never even thought of, The Moneyball, where he plays
no shit.
Yeah, he plays the professional athlete that actually sets forward that this system is working. The dude that like hit that homer out of nowhere because he had great hitting percentage.
Yeah.
So totally forgot about that movie. And then if
Passenger.
Yep.
Yeah.
Passenger is a really, really good one.
Passenger was a good movie. You showed that one to me, and that was...
Jennifer Lawrence is
hot.
Yeah.
if you're not keyed in on it, the Lego Movie.
Fuck yeah.
I thought it was going to be this total bullshit thing.
It was...
Oh, I love that
it
movie.
was hilarious.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
It was a good movie.
100%.
I think the only other movie that I like more than just the Lego movie was the Lego Batman movie.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen it?
It's pretty
fucking
funny.
awesome. Like from the moment you hit play, then I don't even remember the guy's name that plays Batman, but
It was
like
the dude from
Why
Saturday
is his
Night
character
Live.
like that? I've never understood that.
What do you mean?
It's the dude
Like-
from Saturday Night Live. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's good.
He plays BoJack Horseman. He's got this other show on Netflix where he plays like an alcoholic.
he was in Blades of Glory.
He was.
He was one of the brothers. But
He
yeah,
played, he was opposite to Amy Poehler.
yes,
So
yeah. But basically, it was just like
we
to
have
make fun of
fucking
Batman.
technology.
I'm gonna go ahead and let everybody know that the technology is not working. This whole no Wi-Fi thing is completely slowing us down.
Excuse
I
me,
can't.
sir, that is Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
It's correct
Yeah.
name.
It's Wi-Fi's in this house.
I apologize. The Wi-Fi is not working, so my game just took like 20 minutes to download.
Well, that's
Will
your
Arnett.
problem. Yes.
Yes, Will Arnett.
Yeah, but like he narrates the beginning credits where it's showing like Warner Brothers and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and he's narrating all of it, and it's fucking hilarious.
How many times do you say I'm Batman?
Oh, at least like 10 times.
It's hilarious.
Like
Every
like
one time.
like whenever he's going into the Batcave, his system asks for a password. No, and it's Iron Man sucks. That's his
I forgot
password to
about
get
that
to get into the
First of
Batcave.
all, you go ahead and show that respect.
Oh no! I am a diehard Tony Stark fan.
So, missing out, unfortunately, because we can't have these flashbacks in the show. When John and I used to work together, there would be these heated, hardcore, monstrous debates. Who would win in a fight, Bruce Wayne or Tony Stark? There was these knockout, drag-out fights about who would win in a fight because
While we were busy,
if
Full House. While we were busy, and every time we'd walk by each other, we'd talk shit.
Keep in mind, we were security at a bar,
Yeah.
so like this definitely wasn't the time, the place, or the effort that we should put into this. But when we all boiled it down, we were like, it's the exact same person. And I kept saying Bruce Wayne for a very long time because it's like, dude, the dude can fight. At the end of the day, but then like John will always come back. Well, I mean, Tony Stark's like the fucking smartest man in the world. So
He's got the tech.
his dick as hard
Yeah,
as he could.
but like an actual physical fight.
So,
That's
but
what that-
Well, no, because it's not man versus man. It's
it's
Bruce
technically
that's-
Wayne
yeah,
versus Tony Stark.
because it kept boiling down to different tiers of things, where you had to talk about whose technology was better, who was this better tactician, who was the better fighter, and it became this huge thing, and it was just like a
I can
bitch
see how
to
it
fight
can
this
get-
thing out. And then
Exactly,
access
right?
it.
Thank you, because like tech wise, Tony Stark has better tech.
For days.
Tactician wise, Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Hand-to-hand combat.
Oh yeah, because Tony Stark is not. Oh, we need to go here and do this, and if this happens, we need no.
Oh, no, he's just gonna guerrilla fuck it
yeah,
until it works.
balls out, guns blazing. That's
Like-
Tony Stark.
Like any good mechanic, he's just gonna drive it in as hard as it can before it starts working. You know, just really get it in there. It'll probably do it too. Anyway,
I'm so glad we're explicit.
yes. And I feel like
I'm gonna go ahead and Tony Stark.
You're gonna
Thank
Tony
you.
Stark it?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm gonna Bruce Wayne it.
Still,
I'm a hardcore Marvel fan, and even I'll say I think it's Bruce Wayne.
No, Tony Stark all the way.
What do you got?
I think.
I don't know because I'm a fan of both, but
So
Don't
But
bullshit.
I think
As he's
I
wearing a DC
think,
shirt.
I think
Don't-
because Batman like knows a lot more stuff, like martial arts and all that kind of stuff. So I'm saying Batman.
it's still 3-on-2.
I could see Christian Bale beating Robert Downey Jr.'s ass.
that'd be
Well,
that'd be
I-
awesome.
I-
Well, when you
They were
put that out there,
just
when-
talking about it.
well, but when you put that out there, but you have
Actually,
to
no,
keep
you
in
know
mind-
what? Christian Bale looks like. He kind of looks like a.
I mean, even if we're imagining the way fucking Iron Man can be up in the air and boom, 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 like, do you really think Batman can avoid him?
Oh, he's got,
Really?
he's got a suit for it.
He does.
I mean,
But you also have to keep
he
in
has
mind.
a suit for everything.
Exactly. So does Iron Man. So like
Yeah.
that's where.
Well, you figure Iron Man
has
has like what 70 plus different suits, and most of them are automated.
He blew them all out, remember?
Yeah, because
We're talking in generality.
he's trying to get some ass.
All except for the Hulkbuster.
What the
Yes.
fuck was that? What was that mission? What was that command called? Who can remember that? Who
It was like New Year's or Christmas or some
I
it's like a
don't
holiday or something
know.
like that.
I don't remember.
Activate yada yada bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit. And you know what's so fucked up is like I didn't realize this until my mom actually said something about it. She's literally watching this movie and she's like, "You know what this is for, right?" I'm like, "What? All those Iron Man suits? You know, like those are all toys."
Oh yeah.
And Christmas season
Well-
is right around the corner.
Well, yes. Like,
it was
like,
summer movie,
like,
and they put all
yeah,
that
in
shit out.
actuality. But in the movie, I mean, it was because of his PTSD,
Yeah, actually,
which we talked about earlier.
What do you
That's
mean?
that's a whole thing.
Because
So-
okay, so after the first Avengers movie, when he got like hardcore PTSD, he kept having thought, and he does it in the third Iron Man movie. Like he feels like he's not prepared enough. Like no matter what he does, no matter what he builds, he's not prepared enough.
he has severe
So
panic attacks.
yeah, so he
He's
builds, like,
debilitated by it.
over 80 different Iron Man
That's what you
suits. You know, and I mean, it's everything from like recon, heavy hitters,
And he was trying to prepare for everybody.
for everybody and
Pretty much.
everything.
So
That's why
you-
eventually
yeah.
he made the nanonite suit.
which is God's perfect thing. So for
Until
those
he
that
met
don't know,
Thanos.
there's a story arc in the comic books, and there's also an animated film about it. That the comic book version of the nanite suit is way more hardcore.
Oh,
than
yeah.
Infinity lets you on to believe that he's talking about restructuring his bones,
Mm-hmm.
putting in filament, like he's pretty much changing out what's inside for nanites.
Yeah.
It's this whole like really fucked up surgery that he puts himself through, and this is months of work of him replacing
Oh,
certain
yeah.
bones.
And that's how it's
replacing-
done?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
that way,
in the comic books, like he takes the marrow out of like certain bones and fills it with nanites. He takes out
Certain
a portion
organs
of his
he
blood.
completely replaces with a nanite.
Yeah, and
storage.
that's because whenever whenever the nanites kick in and the suit comes out,
they drill
it
their
is
way
like
through his skin.
it is
and
like a
coat him.
very hardcore suit. Like,
It's the Wolverine version of things happening. It's,
Yeah,
he
but
fucks
the,
his body up good for it.
the what is it? Do you remember the Heartbreaker suit from the third movie?
No,
It's
I don't.
very big, very armored. I mean, like it looks like it's gonna fuck some shit up.
It's like
and in the comics, that's the equivalent to it. Like, I mean, he comes out looking like a mobile tank.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think it's like the scene where the dude that plays War Machine, fucking dude from that god awful accent in Ocean's 11, or no, excuse me,
Don
Ocean's 12.
Cheadle.
Yep, Don Cheadle. He's there, and he's like, "Oh, you saw the Heartbreaker, right?" And it just dink, and like, "Oh
Yep.
shit, that's a nasty suit." But
Yep.
so I think like the short and the long of the situation, what we had a problem was you're looking at two different spectrums of a very severe psychosis. Where you have Bruce Wayne, who was so traumatized that he developed like late term PTSD and
Yeah,
OCD.
that's the one.
Where you have Iron Man, who has narcissistic disorder
You see?
versus PTSD.
So for those
But I
of
mean,
you playing
PTSD
the
does
home
also
game,
affect it.
Yes, it's both these characters are very
That's
severely
the armor that we're
debilitated by their
talking about.
PTSD.
Sorry for the broken phone. I dropped it so many times.
I didn't even notice until you said
Oh,
it.
what kind of phone is that?
Oh, it's a
Rewind.
I was
You're gonna notice it.
hoping you'd say iPhones, and I was just like,
Oh no!
Trash that shit real
I
quick.
had an iPhone.
did you break it?
No, it was a iPhone 5C. I dropped it so many times it never broke. I dropped it on a little pebble.
Oh, it's a done deal.
Crap. Ugly.
Nice.
Pretty bad.
Nice.
So, like, and I think there's a few comparisons you can make between, like, you know, Marvel and DC in these aspects. So we were talking about it before the show, and when it comes to the aspect of mental health in the Marvel universe, it's not shined upon the same way that it is in the DC universe. If you just strictly talk about Batman itself, mental health has this heavy spotlight on it when it comes to mental health.
There's that whole theory that it's all in his head, and he's actually the one in Arkham.
Yeah, you and I talked about that.
Yeah.
What, last week or the week before?
When we were talking about the game.
Yeah,
And
but
it's totally plausible.
oh yeah,
I totally could.
But you know, they actually shine light on it in, I think it's the Dark Knight Rises Part 1 and 2. Bruce Wayne is no longer Bruce Wayne. Like, yes, he's Bruce Wayne, but he actually
He's so deep in his psychosis, he's no longer a person anymore.
Well,
That's
no,
the
he
thing.
is. But at this point, he's been the Batman for so long
He doesn't-
that the Batman has a split personality.
And I think, so if you've ever seen Kill Bill Volume 2, Bill actually says this fantastic line where he talks about his favorite comic book character is Superman. Not for any of his abilities or any of his strengths. It's the simple fact that his superhero persona is actually who he actually is.
Mm-hmm.
Legitimately, Kal-El is the strongest thing that could ever exist on a planet when he's Superman, because
God.
that's who he is. But when he puts on his glasses and he puts on the suit and he combs his hair to the opposite direction, that's his interpretation of what humanity is. This very weak and feeble thing, that this is who he's pretending to be.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, Bruce Wayne does the exact same thing. That when he puts on his suit and he is who he is, this is who he thinks of himself as. But Bruce Wayne is this, like, facade he puts on to just exist in normal life.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's like an asshole when he's Bruce Wayne, right?
Yeah,
Like,
he's
like,
kind of.
halfway decent
Kind of
human
like
beings.
stuck up, snobby, right?
He does portray himself that way, definitely. Yeah.
Because
Dim-witted.
because if you look at
No, intelligent as fuck though.
Is he?
Yeah,
Does he-
no,
does-
he's-
Oh,
He
yeah.
portrays
okay.
himself as this playboy, and like you said, like a little bit dim-witted because he doesn't want people to know
Right, he's
exactly
actually-
all the wheels are
But I
turning.
mean,
Yeah.
he's also, I think, captain of
I mean,
industry.
definitely intelligent
Yeah.
with his
Oh,
with
yeah.
the people he's close with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's
And-
very compulsive too. Because if you look at, I want to say it's the Justice League. Yeah, the Justice League movie. In the movie,
contingency everywhere.
well, no, not even that. I'm
Not
talking
that
about
one?
like Bruce Wayne.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You know, there's a part where Kal-El's mom loses the house and the farm. So at the end of the
Spoilers,
movie,
by the
like, what's up?
Mike, spoiler.
Oh,
So yeah, if you haven't seen this movie by now, then
you fucked up. I can't do that.
17.
Still haven't seen it?
No.
are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Put your head
Don't even worry about
Put
it.
your head
right,
down while we're talking
right,
about this.
headphones. So the mom loses the farm, and at the end of the movie, like, it shows
Oh.
them moving back into the farm. And Kal-El's like, well, you know, thank you for doing this. You know, how much did you have to pay? And he's like, don't worry about it. I just bought the bank. And it's
Yeah, I
like,
remember that.
Yeah, he
who
just
the fuck does that?
Yeah.
reaches deep in that. I'm just gonna throw money at the situation until the fire goes out. It's
It helps, alright? It does help.
if you've seen one of the newer Justice League movies, I think it's Death of Superman, where the Flash is talking about him getting married, and you know, they're going, like, Cyborg is going over finances and yada yada bullshit. And he's like, look, man, we're not making as much money as we thought we would. The superhero gig don't pay not a motherfucking thing. And Diana's like, oh, Themyscira, we can definitely pull some money from that. And Bruce Wayne's like, just stop, collaborate, and listen. I'm back with this brand new edition. I'm just gonna throw he just throws money at every fucking
for all of that.
Oh man, I wish I could have kept that one going. Oh man,
I gotta throw something in there.
That was fucking hilarious.
Are you back with a brand new edition?
Something's been tightly. Throw it like a harpoon.
Daily and nightly?
So yeah, he just fat wads that shit, throws money at the situation, doesn't even give a shit. But that's
the fact that he has enough to pay for the entire.
Let me buy the
Justice
bank.
League, right?
So if you really take one of the influences that Bruce Wayne and Batman had when it came to the writing, it's exactly like Sherlock Holmes, who considered himself a high functioning sociopath. Because that's kind of how you have to think about it.
Oh yeah.
So when you add that to a comic book that's so deeply ingrained with mental health, I'm sure all you guys are slightly familiar with a fan theory that every single Batman villain represents a specific psychosis you can have.
Yes.
Where,
I hadn't heard that one. The one that I had heard of, which I actually told them about, was there's a fan theory, and it's actually one of my favorites, where Bruce Wayne is actually the one that's in Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, this is a paralleling fan theory.
Okay, and all the enemies,
doctors and the
villains
doctors and the nurses.
It's Dr. Joe Carr and his assistant Harleen Quinzel.
Yeah.
Harleen Quinzel.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you fucking said that right. I was fixing to throw my empty cup at you.
Harleen.
That is actually the well. That's the story of the Joker though, for reals. He's the patient and she's his doctor.
So that's why he constantly thinks that this person gets away with everything they're doing and they're constantly harming people.
But there is another fan theory that I actually found really interesting because it made a lot of sense, and that's that the Joker is actually ex-military intelligence.
So that is a brilliant fan theory that got brought to life
because
Dark Knight.
think about it. And that's where this person got the idea, is because of one specific scene when the Joker is sitting in Arkham Prison, and the Batman goes in to interrogate him, and the first thing he does
he's like, dude,
he grabs his face and slams it down.
You never start with the head.
Exactly, and that's what he
victim
says.
gets all fuzzy.
So
people that don't know this, CIA interrogators work with a certain amount of freedom, where that physical contact is now very harshly frowned upon, but mental, disabling techniques is more apt to use.
Earlier, we were watching Rick and Morty with the baby.
Yeah.
The little...
Yes. If you've seen Rick and Morty Season 2, Keep Summer Safe, look it up on YouTube if you haven't seen it yet. Keep Summer Safe is this just dreadfully sad. And
that's gonna be stuck in my head.
We traumatized our guest tonight.
I was literally like this.
So one of the key parts about the Joker character is that he's a master chemist. Chemistry turns it very easily into explosive making.
Well, yeah, I mean, chemist, tactician, manipulator.
This is how we got our explosives and stuff like that. But when we talk about the way that the CIA has infiltrated, toppled economies, destroyed regimes, this is exactly what we're looking at. You guys are probably young for this one, unless you're a history buff. The Iran-Contra sort of situation, where it was found out that the CIA was selling crack to fund demilitarization, selling weapons from, I think it was Venezuela or something, shit like that, to the Iranians. Situations like that, if you've seen Black Panther, where the dude talks about, this is exactly what he does. He infiltrates, he destroys economy, he destroys military posts, and this is how he does his thing, which is exactly how the Joker goes about doing things, which is why, this thing, he doesn't care about money. The CIA is flush for cash in this aspect. It's not about money, it's about sending a message.
Yeah. And it's funny because here lately I've been playing a lot of Injustice and Injustice 2. And thank you. It's a fucking awesome game.
I have all of everything.
Yeah.
Eventually trash.
And and the story behind it is fucking awesome because
I still haven't played Injustice.
Okay.
I have casually played it, but I haven't.
Yeah, I've casually played.
So the first one is certain heroes, kind of like the whole Civil War problem, where certain heroes go with Superman, certain heroes go with Batman. Because in this one, and the game starts with a CGI cinematic of Superman ripping the Joker's heart out.
That's one thing I like about the second one,
was
was actually
from
shows that.
Yeah.
One
Really?
comic book
Yeah,
issue.
it shows that.
There was like these two paralleling things where in one issue, Superman talks very deeply to Bruce Wayne about the situations he's going through. He sees his friend is very distraught with him, so he's like, too easy, I'll fix this for you. Flies right to his fucking place, yanks that shit right out.
Well, no, because
In the other version, it's Bruce Wayne finding that the Joker knows about Lois Lane and Superman, and he drives him in his car all the way to the police station. He's like, look, man, we've done this once, we've done this 100 times. It's cool, man, just throw me in the cell and we're fucking done. Reaches over, cracks his fucking neck, takes off his mask. He's like, look, man, I just committed murder. Take me away. And it's this very sad scene where like Superman is talking to him on the other side of painted glass while he's in prison, and he's like, look, man, I committed a crime, I fucked up, you just gotta leave me here. And
Superman did this?
just walks straight through steel wall into the cell. He's like, dude, you can leave right now.
yeah.
If you guys haven't read it before, it's a very tragic story. It's very
Yeah.
sad.
And they actually did a comic book series based on the Injustice storyline. And what happens is the Joker actually manipulates and drugs Superman.
Oh yeah. To think that Lois Lane is Darkseid.
Yes. So
And that
No,
and
he
is it
kills
Darkseid?
her,
Is it
right?
no,
Darkseid, or
it's
is
not
it,
Darkseid. It's
Doomsday.
yeah.
Doomsday.
So what?
Do you want?
I'll make some here in a second. But yeah, so whatever drug he pumps into Superman makes him think that everything he sees is Doomsday. So he goes on a mass killing spree, and in the process, kills Lois and their unborn child.
Yeah.
Actually, grab me a Mountain
I
Dew.
have the comic at my house.
No shit.
I have the comic, and
Nice.
I've read it. And oof,
Do you put gloves on when you read it? Huh? Do you put gloves on when you read it?
But yeah,
No,
so
it's because I bought it off of Amazon, so it's like.
Oh, okay.
very, like,
but yeah, so he kills Lois and their unborn child, and it sends him into like such a downward spiral that they seek out the Joker, and when Batman finds him, puts him in Arkham prison, and
Thanks.
Superman finds out, because the super hearing and whatnot, and like flies into Arkham prison, like fucking walls down and everything, grabs him by the throat, throws him around a couple times, and then just reaches in, grabs it, and pulls. So as the story progresses, So as the story progresses, now Superman has realized that the only way to stop crime is to kill people that commit it. It doesn't matter if they're a petty thief, a rapist, a murderer. Everybody dies that's ever committed a crime.
The chaotic good.
Yeah. So he creates the regime. And like I said, some heroes start believing in that, so they go that way. And it's Batman's job and his crew to stop him.
I was always wondering what those extra costumes were called. Like I know that there was something called the regime.
Yeah,
or
that's why. That's why. And in the second one, it's like the literal continuation from the end of the first story to like what happens. But now, Superman's in prison. A lot of people are in prison.
Like,
and
Robin.
Well, no, Robin goes to prison after they.
Because after that.
Yeah. And it's not Robin. It's Damian Wayne.
Oh, I was going to ask you which Robin was.
Yeah, it's Damian.
Which
Because
that dude's wild
Dick
as
Grayson.
fuck.
Oh yeah.
Dick Grayson, Nightwing dies.
Yeah.
He dies.
Oh no!
He.
Don't tell me
It's
that.
because of Damian
Spoiler alert.
Wayne that he's dead.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to quit the show. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go ahead.
Bye.
Take my shit.
But
He actually walked out there.
yeah. So the big threat in this one is Brainiac. And now these two opposites have to find a way to work together. And Superman, goes right back to his old ways, and Wonder Woman's with him.
That's why I'm glad we have video now. Like, just do shit like that.
But I think Wonder Woman just messed everything up.
Why you say that?
Correct.
Because now that Lois is dead,
Yeah.
her solution to the problem was not, okay, I'm sorry this happened. We'll get through this. We'll find a way to survive. Rather than consoling, she just met him with, okay, this is what we have to do. Like basically turning,
They just go and take the reins on this one.
Yeah.
Just think
and basically turned him into what he's become.
I really hate to
Like the Magic Queen, right?
bring my
Yeah.
bullshit into this. If you guys didn't know before, I was in the Army. and I think one of my favorite phrases that I ever gained from this, which I still use to this day, is "Look, if I wanted your opinion, I'd go ahead and fucking give it to you." I feel like that's what I just like heard when you just like, "Oh, Wonder Woman's just like, I'm just gonna go ahead."
Yeah,
let me fix this for you.
That's exactly what it was. And I mean, being distraught that he killed his wife and unborn child, it was just a sponge. So everything, basically, instead of consoling a lover, she was building a soldier.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what happened. And the funny part is that, like, one of the big reasons that they brought him back down, because after they defeated Brainiac, he was trying to go right back to it, was because of Supergirl. Because she met him blow for blow and eventually was the one with Batman's help to bring his ass down.
Wasn't Supergirl is from a stronger genetic line than Kal-El was from, right? Or something like that? Like
Supergirl
she's
is
technically older than him.
No, yeah, she is. Supergirl is
as far as I was
Supergirl
tracking,
Supergirl
was in the
technically
like a time
Kal-El.
space war percent.
Yeah, time space. If you've seen the show, it'll explain
Like
it a little bit
mentally,
better.
she's not, but
No,
Yeah.
mentally, physically, like she is Kal-El's protector
warped.
because
She was supposed to be, but since she was shot into like a time space where everything just stops.
yeah, she was cryogenically frozen, so she didn't age.
Because I thought it was a
Kal-El.
thing because she's from like the warrior class of their race that she's like a stronger genetic line.
Oh
from-
no,
not
no,
like-
they're cousins.
Yeah, no, I'm tracking that.
Of the same family.
But, like,
both sides are scientists.
Kal-El's parents were like scientists, where like they're like
Her
are they
parents
specifically
were-
breeded for this.
No,
certain task?
her parents were scientists as well.
Oh, okay.
But being older, she has more control and more knowledge of her power.
Okay.
So
I don't
plus,
think I mean, on their planet, they don't know of that. Do they know of that
well,
power?
They know that they can. They know what affects it this
yeah,
way. so that's why
they
I-
know what happens when
the yellow sun touches
yeah,
it.
Yeah, when
but the reason that she is so much stronger is because when she came to Earth, before she knew anything, Batman and Superman took her to be raised and trained by the Amazons.
this is the first and only time Superman
Wow.
to take care of his fucking kids.
Very true. Yeah, so like, I don't even remember her name, but Supergirl was raised and trained by the Amazons in Themyscira.
Yeah,
So like that's
See,
why.
like that's when I didn't.
yeah, because like
yeah.
they're-
So
they're all
combat
like
wise,
that.
like she is just
so
better than Superman.
just like you were talking about before, where you're asking like, did they know about the yellow sun? When Superman is shot, when he finally finds, it's not the Sanctum Sanctorum for him. It's his Secret Sanctum. Excuse me.
I thought it was called something.
He has a
What's the Secret
Secret Sanctum. He has a pre-recorded message from his father explaining to him, "Look, man,
His papa.
we know for a fact this is what this type of radiation does to you. So these are the set things that we think you can do. Be prepared
Why was
to
that
live
there?
in them."
How was that there?
because it's a ship.
Yeah,
it
and that's
was-
where it
it
landed,
crash
right?
landed, and like it was like this. I thought there was like a supersonic thing that drew him towards it.
Yeah,
No, I mean, okay, I know the drawing towards the ship, but the whole crystal secret sanctum thing, that...
because when okay,
There's
the
various different versions
Mhm.
as
In-
to how
in-
that happened.
I mean, I
and-
saw the Smallville version of it because I watched Smallville.
well in the comics,
Just pretty much.
it was a ship and it was
All
never
I
meant
know
to be
is-
manned. It was just okay. This is the planet he's going to. So
I should know.
Jor-El, his dad,
Jor-El,
sent
that's what it
sent
was.
just an unmanned ship to Earth for the sole purpose
Eating
of
sugar?
crashing
No.
and basically like growing this crystal monolith.
Okay.
Just like that.
Yeah.
That was the only reason for it. And that's
That becomes a Justice League thing as well, right? Where they all hang out.
They break off pieces of it. It's after the Watchtower is destroyed,
Mhm.
they break off pieces of the Sanctum to send off into space and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Since it's better survivability for them. And this is like full on Justice League Galaxy, not Justice League Unlimited.
yeah.
If for comic book fans that don't know, there is like 3 tiers to how the Justice League works. It starts off, or excuse me, 4 tiers. There's this very localized Justice League where it's like what goes on between Metropolis and Gotham and Themyscira, and they all kind of just like chill here together. And then it becomes the Justice League of America, where it's
Yeah.
these, if you're long enough dick to make the cut and you're from here, you're with us now. Then there's Justice League Unlimited, where it's a worldwide, anyone on Earth with a
Galaxy-wide.
certain amount of
Because you have to keep in mind, fucking
The Green Lantern Corps.
yeah.
Well, so the Green Lantern Corps
So-
didn't exactly join forces with them until like a certain point.
Something
So
like Guardians of the
pretty much, yeah, like the Guardians from Marvel, where
Yeah.
if you meet these certain criteria, guess what? You're recruited now.
Yeah.
And,
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
And then there's like the the full on Justice League. If you have superpowers, if you do anything good,
Metahuman.
you're with us now.
Many.
Yeah.
That's,
And there's there's kind of a dark turn to that where it's if you have superpowers and you're not with us, then you're not with us.
Is it Flashpoint Paradox where they talk about Batman's contingency plans for everybody when
Yes.
they would have
So
gone?
it's the one that comes right before that.
No.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That's the Justice League Unlimited episode where
Justice League Doom.
It's Doom.
Doom.
Yeah, it's
Is
Doom.
it?
Where
I thought it
yeah,
was
because
Justice League Doom.
everybody goes rogue and Batman has
No,
to use-
no,
No,
they,
no,
they,
no.
they don't go rogue.
No.
it's his
the-
contingency that's in the Batcave.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that's an
and then they
Unlimited
find
episode.
he has
Well, no,
plans for
it's an
everybody.
animated movie.
Yeah,
It's called Justice League
Oh.
Doom, and that's
Nope,
when
you were totally
that's
right.
when Batman's contingencies
'Cause,
get siphoned out and used against everybody.
Used against
Wonder
everybody, yeah,
Woman
yeah.
fights Chitara.
Yeah,
until she, like,
they
dies.
put
Yeah.
fucking the thing
Like
on,
some kind of
on
venom or-
Flash's arm
The
so that
bolt.
he has to keep running.
Which
bolt through
that's
the
like
wrist.
whack as fuck. Because if you find out, it's weird as fuck. For some reason, they do not include Wally West's actual powers, which is like complete and total atomic control.
No,
Wait,
they
what?
take that into account, but
they take
This is the
molecular
first time I'm
control
hearing
where
about
like he
that.
vibrates.
He can't vibrate
No,
out of
and
it.
he can't vibrate out of it.
no, they talk about it, and he was like, why don't I just vibrate this thing out of my
Yeah,
arm?
it's Wally.
I'm gonna
Because
tell you for just 1 second, just to explain it. You haven't seen it, right?
No.
So what happens is there's a bad guy. He gets into Batman's computer.
Mirror Man.
Thank you. Nobody knows that Batman has a contingency plan to kill
Everybody
single
except
Every
Justice League.
member of the Justice League.
No, he has one for himself too.
He has
Yeah.
one for himself as well.
No,
in case
no,
so that
the one for himself was if he ever went rogue, then his contingency was for everybody else to stop him.
Exactly. It was pretty much Superman to punch him right in the face.
yeah, it was something like that. Like Superman
Um,
would take me out if I
so
were to ever do something.
Superman's one was an entire like bodysuit of kryptonite infused with it, and he was gonna like get some like girl as a hostage. And as soon as Superman flew in, bah, opened that shit up, kryptonite, bah, kryptonite.
that's one thing that Injustice 2 had, was that kryptonite
Yeah.
suit.
Yeah, that's what fucking Lex Luthor wears.
Well, no,
no.
Kryptonite. Batman's
I thought it was
kryptonite
like a
suit
gun.
had the veins,
Yeah.
but no,
Almost like the Venom suit.
No.
yeah,
Well,
kind
yeah.
of. But
Oh,
yeah.
the contingency, I know what you
I
mean.
don't-
Yeah,
But the
yada yadas.
contingency was basically a kryptonite bullet that as soon as it hit, it would basically turn to dust and run
Expand.
through his bloodstream.
Yeah.
it's like not cop killer bullets. The like the ones that inject and
Yeah.
shred.
Yeah.
For Wonder Woman, because she's been raised in an entire warrior culture, she will not stop fighting until the fight is done.
Mm-hmm.
So they injected her with a virus that makes her see everyone as her sworn enemy. So every single person she would fight as hard
Yeah.
as she possibly could until her heart just gave out.
Yeah.
Cyborg, it was like a severe computer
No.
virus.
No.
right?
Cyborg was
He was
not
the
in
only
the
one that could
contingency.
see it.
Yes.
Because he was
Cyborg
the
wasn't
newest
in.
member,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Martian Manhunter, it was like a magnesium
Magnesium
filament
sulfate.
that he
Yeah,
put
he
onto
can't.
it.
Yeah, he can't
who?
stand it on his skin.
Martian Manhunter?
Okay.
So basically,
He's
when it
severely
catches
weak against fire.
it never goes out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even
so-
if you're underwater, you keep burning.
Yeah, so he sets him on fire and he just burns. The only thing he can do is I think he flies out of the atmosphere to try to put it out in space.
Not even then, because
No,
the fire burns off.
Tries to
of-
kill himself. I think is like his first like after he dives himself in water, he tries to kill himself.
Yeah.
I think it was like the solution to it. I don't remember actually how he fixed it, but
And
I
then,
remember
It-
he really like freaked the
Yeah.
fuck out.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
another
because-
injection that nullifies.
Yeah.
That must have been scary.
It's a scary
Oh, yeah.
fuck. It
And
goes
then-
deep.
That's what.
You ever burned
And then-
yourself?
You ever burned yourself? Yeah.
Yeah, imagine that on your whole fucking body. That's
And the
bad.
fire won't go
Never
out.
ending.
You're-
And what's worse is his skin regenerates at such a fast
can't
pace
stop.
that he regenerates as soon as it burns. So it's just a never
He's just
ending
fucking.
torture.
And that was his Batman's
then-
contingency plan for Martian Manhunter, man.
And
Yeah,
then
that's
the
suffering
fucked
of-
up, right?
yeah, and then the
man.
flashes was a bolt through the wrist, like between the bones,
clamped
with a
him,
bomb.
yeah. That's what I had big problems with because it is the Wally West Flash.
Yeah, it
but
is.
I was extremely mad because the Wally West Flash can
Has-
do not only speed clones, but he has the ability to vibrate not only molecules but everything
Atoms.
that he is at the atomic level. So he should be able to like pick and decide which molecules move and which ones don't.
But the reason
this
he
wasn't
couldn't,
that late in his
no, it was because he
So-
talks about it, he's like, why can't I just
That's
vibrate
why-
this
yeah,
out of
that's
his
why I had
out of his arm? And the reason is because the way that the bomb was built, according to Batman's design, was that it had 2 pressure pins right here that they were
So
touching
if
the
you-
bones.
If you try to vibrate, it would.
Then the pins would come up and explode.
My bad, B. So
See, I know my.
So Batman
shit.
had to. So Flash had to keep running to keep the
So-
bomb from exploding.
anyway, and this is not going to really spoil anything from you because like this has been out for like
No,
years and
years.
But the end of the episode is like, dude,
What was
Wonder
that?
Woman asks like, how the fuck did they have this much information on us? And he's like,
I
this
have
was
a
me.
contingency for
This was on
everybody.
me.
Like my bad.
Like the JLA got pissed, except for Green Arrow and
they understand.
Cyborg.
and Cyborg. Like everybody else was pissed, and they were
Are
like,
you
"You
fucking
had a
kidding me? Like, you
contingency."
tried to kill me, and
and
you're like-
and his response was, "You
Yeah,
don't.
like-
What if I go rogue?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, what's your contingency?
Superman.
For yourself."
All
and he
of
was
you.
like, "All of you."
Pretty
Like
much,
it was
It's a good one.
It's very sad because at the end of the episode, he actually leaves the Justice League
Mm-hmm.
because they were so
Angry
no.
with him.
He tried, and Superman wouldn't let him.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
He-
sure he got in the teleporter and took off.
No,
Didn't he?
me and the kids just watched the other day.
Yeah, okay.
He tried to he got up and he was getting ready to walk out, and
That's the thing
Superman.
about comic books is like whatever happens, whatever you think can happen,
Yeah.
probably has.
Yeah.
And it's this very sad and poignant moment where he explains to these people like, look, every single one of you is devastatingly destructive to this world.
Oh yeah,
You're talking about Wonder Woman, who's almost as strong as Superman.
She
If
can
she
take
wanted
down
to, she could just take.
she
over
can
the
take it down a building with her. with
Okay,
her fucking
well,
sword.
check this out. Look at this. The Flashpoint paradox. She becomes queen of pretty much the world, along with Aquaman.
anything that there's dry land on, she's
Yeah, she's queen of.
And she's not.
And the only reason why she has to stay on dry land is because Aquaman is pissed at her and he's in the water.
Flashpoint paradox is one of the biggest reasons that I'm telling you, Aquaman is not to be fucked with.
Yeah, no, you don't fuck with Aquaman.
Well, okay,
he's a scary. He's
yeah,
a scary. boy.
This is like
in the
underwater
Flashpoint
Superman.
paradox. In the Flashpoint
Underwater
paradox,
Superman.
in the Flashpoint paradox. I mean,
that movie was.
We're
fucking
talking about
crazy.
underwater Superman.
yeah.
Honestly, I don't know if that movie would have worked if Aquaman was one of the people that he was talking about, because Aquaman is next to indestructible underwater, as long that he has any type of moisture next to him.
Yeah, because he can
Aquaman
control
is
the water.
strong enough that if there's another Atlantean next to him, he can pull moisture from the atmosphere to
Yeah.
make himself stronger.
Oh yeah.
And like it's that kind of fucked up bullshit that's like, I think
Tara
if
can do that.
Superman and Aquaman like try to throw them
Can
things down
control you.
because Aquaman has magic. I think he might edge him out at the very
Oh,
end.
definitely, because Superman's weak against magic.
Exactly.
That's why Black Adam fucking
And
beats that ass every
it's
time.
so fucked up because if you watch Young Justice, there's a scene in there where they're talking about whether or not Shazam, or excuse me, it's Shazam now, but back in my day, we called him Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
That's what I call them. That's what I.
So there's
Because I
this
get so mad when.
Yeah.
very
I've
poignant
always been
scene.
confused with that.
Yeah,
It's the
this
the
huge
wizard that
marketing
gives
It's because
the
it's
power.
Captain Marvel and the spell is Shazam.
Yeah.
So,
So they
Billy
started
Batson
referring to him as Shazam.
got
to
his
get rid of
powers
the
from a
confusion.
wizard named Shazam. Okay, that's what he has to yell.
What was it?
And
Strength of Hercules, speed of, or
He has
Wisdom
the-
of Solomon,
Something
Strength
like
of
that.
Hercules, Wisdom of Solomon. He has
speed of Mercury,
Something-
which he pulls certain powers from very
Yeah.
different
wars.
gods.
From like all the
very
Greek gods.
different things. So he's got Greek,
But yeah,
Roman,
and
all the gods
rather
in
than
it.
just being called Shazam, because
The lightning of Thor.
Because every time he says the word Shazam, he changes.
Yeah.
So he can't say, "Oh, I'm Shazam," change.
yeah, he can.
So he took the
have
name
to
Captain Marvel.
Call upon your powers.
Well, years later, because Captain Marvel came out in the 80s.
yeah.
So years later, Marvel created a character named Captain Marvel.
Which is who we're gonna
And
get.
yeah, and it was a chick.
That's a bad bitch too.
Yeah, she is. And
Not as
she
bad as
she can throw hands with
Oh,
Thanos.
no. The meat that's going on behind there.
So they
It's because he does his own stunts.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy someone brought up that meme.
I'm so sorry that I'm not a sexist and I'm not a like any type of like pervert.
But that
the
booty
meat
dough.
on Spider-Man,
That booty dough.
that meat. should have
Honestly,
belonged
dude,
to Captain Marvel.
Deadpool likes to do that a lot, where he fucking poses all cute as fuck.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
no,
like,
dude,
damn, what's going on back there?
Ryan Reynolds has nothing on Tom Holland, man. Dude,
Anywho, so Marvel
I'm gonna
Comics
say-
made
I'm gonna
Captain
say-
Marvel,
Okay.
and DC was like,
We'll talk
okay,
about this
we're not
later.
going to do this because now you have Captain Marvel, we have Captain Marvel, so they eventually changed their name. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So that the two characters wouldn't get confused.
So now, when he says Shazam,
like,
Yeah, but now rather than everybody referring to him as Shazam, it's either Billy
Pretty much,
Batson or
Yeah, you can call the old school fans, like, if they call him Captain Marvel, you'll know exactly when they started reading comic
Yeah.
books.
And then in the movie that we're about to get, is he the
He's
five
called
kids?
Shazam. No, he's
no,
Billy
he is
Batson.
Billy
He's
Batson.
Billy Batson. But he does have the orphans around him. But
Yes.
they're not included in his transformation. The Flashpoint paradox, where it's so for
Dude,
those
and
that
the
Yeah, and I
Flashpoint
was trying to
Paradox
figure
when
it out.
Flashpoint
oh
paradox,
man, when she takes
it's this-
them out.
it's this weird thing. Flashpoint paradox. It's another version of
That
Shazam.
movie was dark.
Every single kid has a different section of power.
Yeah.
So and it's weird because I think the kid with the crutches actually has speed of Mercury.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious.
Weird
to
as
me.
fuck, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like each of the kid has the power of the god, and then they all combine to make Shazam.
Yeah.
And in Flashpoint Paradox, it's Wonder Woman
yeah, Wonder Woman that
Who,
takes
fights
out.
him?
Yeah.
who takes him out.
Yeah.
Like,
She's like
Heartless.
I'm not gonna get
Messed up.
yeah, no, it's messed up, man.
because Cyborg fucking goes down. The Red Hood goes down.
Yeah.
And he's not even actually the Red Hood at that point.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's
The
very
whole
sad.
that whole thing with Batman. Bruce Wayne died, and Dad became Batman. Mom became the Joker.
Yes, Thomas Wayne became the Batman. And you know what's so fucking wild about this? Does anybody know what game we're doing right now?
Yeah.
I just want, like, how far we veered off
I
of
told
this.
you guys when this motherfucker is here, we get
Well,
way
I
off the
fuck it up
topic.
so bad.
I don't think we've even said
Said
what
anything
game is
about
it.
it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, we
I
talked
never
about it in
did.
the beginning, but I fucked it up for you guys by talking about DC.
Okay, so
Who cares?
I started
The
talking
game-
about Spider-Man 2099.
Well, it was all because of
No,
me
it's
because I
just-
said Scarlet Speed.
Yeah, the Scarlet Speedster.
So,
All right, so again,
Yeah.
the game we're doing is Marvel Future Fight. In my opinion, the new
It's kind of like the new Ultimate Alliance,
Yeah.
if you will.
with a much larger cast.
You know,
Unfortunately, some of you guys may have forgot, Ultimate Alliance was this fantastic game for what it was at the time. If you had PlayStation,
even still, it's a fucking fantastic game.
it's a knockout killer. So like all the shit that we were talking about, if you watch Flashpoint Paradox, it's pretty much everything that could go wrong did go wrong.
Well, yeah, but
And
I think the reason that, well, I mean, there's numerous reasons that I love this game. For one, completely free. Yes, there are pay windows, but you do not have to do them. Like, not even close.
no, there's
we've been
quite a
actually-
few.
There are. Like, as soon as you open the game, there's one that hits you in the face.
Okay, so is it
one
annoying me
thing
so
that-
much, or is it just like let me get some money real quick?
If you're not used to playing it, then yeah, it can be overwhelming. But after a while, it's like, okay, starting up the
Yeah.
game, then, okay, close, get into the game, okay, close, and then you're pretty much good for the duration you're playing. But I mean, they're always giving you free characters. The roster is fucking ginormous.
The technical term.
Absolutely. Fucking Google that shit. The process to unlock new heroes is super easy for the most part. They're always doing stuff that correlates with like the movies. So like right now they're doing a Deadpool, an X-Men.
Oh, he's red as hell.
That's what I'm saying. Why would they pick this picture?
They're doing Deadpool, X-Men, and Doctor Strange.
The Lego Batman guy.
I hope when we're popular
yeah.
as fuck, they make good pictures of us for Wikipedia.
Oh,
Right.
it's gonna be fucking gross looking.
It's gonna be this picture right here, all of us.
Right. And
Everybody smile.
That's a screensaver right there.
Oh,
All
yeah.
day.
All day. That's going to be our new Facebook banner. And we can do this now that we have video.
Oh god.
Oh god.
One more, just because I got the weirdest face. I'm just gonna.
Oh.
But
For
yeah,
the
so-
podcast, we all just kind of just post and smile.
Yeah.
Weird.
Catch us on YouTube now. Gonna get that golden play button.
Oh man, I've seen YouTubers like open that box and like they.
Dude, some of them are huge. Some of them are
Jizz their
fucking
pants.
huge.
Dude,
Logan Paul also got one. So
did you see the fight? No, neither did I.
Neither
did I.
the
Anywho,
last bullshit fight I watched was fucking Conor McGregor versus
at the bar we watched that fucking night.
I think I watched that
everybody
fight,
was
too.
pissed.
That was the one night I worked at Eastside.
Mm-hmm.
And like it was
Yep.
fucking maddening because you took over for me that night.
Yeah.
Hashtag El Paso bars.
Fucking
But,
maddening. I'm sorry. Like this is a very local thing. Like we worked at an arcade, so like it was this whole fucking thing.
Yeah. But yeah, unlocking new characters is super easy. They're always giving you what's referred to as biometrics, which is what you need to unlock characters.
Gotta ask the questions. Who are you guys maining as? Like, is there a main system? Like,
No,
how do
well,
you guys work out?
yes and no, because you run in
They're like
3-man
teams.
teams.
Yeah, so-
and you can pick anybody you want, but what's cool is certain teams give you certain bonuses. So, like, if you run, like, War Machine, Iron Man, and, like, Hulkbuster.
So you
I
get
know
next
Spider-Man, Iron Man.
So
and
then you get,
Captain
like, certain
America.
bonuses based on the members that you have if they correlate together.
You better sign this shit right now.
All of it. Chug it. Just bottoms up.
I'm not gonna chug this whole fucking thing
Why not?
because then I'm gonna start slurring on the podcast.
Yeah, I've been doing that all night, but nobody
Yeah.
cares.
But yeah, I mean, you can run a team with anybody. Like, I've got one of my teams as, what is it? Doctor Strange, Black Panther, and Iron Man, Black Panther, and Captain America.
Yeah.
And it gives you 3 bonuses, and it's referred to as the Civil War team.
Okay.
And it's not just those 3. Like, I can take out like Iron or
and it's I'm sorry, that's a little bit whack because like back in my day,
which was a Wednesday.
it was a Wednesday. Civil War meant an entirely very different thing.
Oh yeah.
No, today.
Well, see, okay. If you read the Civil War comic strip,
This one's going to take about 20 minutes. So
no, we're just going to jump in, jump out like a shower.
Yeah,
If
Hey, you better scrub.
the Civil War comic series was not a one and done.
No,
This
was
carried
a series.
it carried across the entire Marvel universe.
Yeah, for a
And
while.
I mean,
All right, ladies and ghouls,
Doctor
has
Strange.
anybody here read the Civil War series?
not.
I've
Nah.
read
I'm gonna say
into
that's a
it.
not.
I
I've
have
read
it if you want.
into it
it's fucking amazing.
You have it?
Yeah, oh yeah.
This conversation,
in paper.
you guys are
Digital.
going to get schooled and
Send it to me.
going to be sad. Expect tears.
Yeah,
What
because
started off-
it's She-Hulk, Doctor Strange, the Avengers, Captain America,
Iron Man.
the X-Men. I mean, like the entire Marvel
I've seen
universe.
the
People
poster.
were
lived
involved
and
in
died
this.
in this.
Yeah, because this was the series that literally split the Marvel universe in half.
Yeah.
And this was the first time that
People,
anything comic book related was
Similar to
in
this.
It was very
in media.
serious media.
Yeah.
because this was the
Yeah.
series Captain America died.
Yep.
Yeah.
The good
Him,
cat died.
yeah, him and Iron
I've
Man
seen
went
that
head to
cover,
head.
man.
Yeah, him and Iron Man went head to head, and they were so heated at each other because of what was going on and because of what had built up to this.
And
That
I remember watching The Runaways, or excuse me, reading The Runaways that came out very shortly after, where you see Captain America not only slowly debilitate in a hospital bed because he was brain dead, but you had to watch these characters watch him do
Oh
this.
yeah, but
People that
but the
looked up to him.
cover is what took the world by storm because it was Captain America beaten and bloodied with a hole in his chest because what had happened was they got into it and like something was said, I don't remember, but basically what it amounted to was that Iron Man put his hand up against Captain America's chest and just opened. I mean, just pulsar blast straight through his body and killed him
Because,
instantly.
Well,
And-
I mean, because of Captain America's like healing ability,
Yeah.
it kept his body alive. For
Yeah,
way
but his
longer
mind,
than it needed
because
to.
of the
He
shock
was completely
physically,
brain dead
his
for a
yeah,
long time. Which is
Um,
where like the Runaways kind of met that mesh because they actually went to go visit Captain
Mhm.
America.
but yeah, I mean,
Dead
it
was
was it
hospital
like
bed.
like in real life, it was in newspapers. It was on the the
It made
6 o'clock news,
yeah,
the
it made
9
the
o'clock.
news that
Like-
Captain America. Well, that they introduced a comic book where they
Killed Captain
Yeah.
America.
Yeah,
he was
This
dead.
was
because
one
it
of
was
the
a big
first-
deal. Because you
yeah.
figure
It was
Captain
just
America
this-
was created right around the time of World War II.
Yeah.
Like he
It
was
was
literally a beacon
Technically,
of hope.
war propaganda.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know this, but our homeboy Spider-Man has the same rep as far as being Americanized and a part of like bringing new hope to the people in a sad time because right around the time Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was coming out, the towers were hit.
Exactly.
And
So
when
this was a great point of pride for New York.
when that movie was being created, he was supposed to build a spider web in between the towers and
Yeah.
catch an airplane.
Yeah.
And it's really sad because in reality, an airplane took out those towers, so they took that scene out. And instead, they put that scene now that you see on every movie where he's
They
posing
with the
all
back-
badass
with
as
the
fuck and the
flag
flag
back, yeah.
is waving behind him. And that became the symbol of hope. That's where
Yeah.
Spider-Man became
If you-
America's superhero.
If you
But-
can believe it too,
but-
Lilo and Stitch did something very similar. That originally it wasn't a spaceship that did the crash and everything like that. It was supposed to be a regular airplane in the original version, but because it happened so close to 9/11, they rewrote it. The animation stayed the same, but they just kind of put a new cover on it that it
I
was
can
a
see that.
spaceship. So it was this,
But
it
yeah,
was a very
so-
tragic thing. Yeah.
Which is funny that you bring up Spider-Man, because Spider-Man initially was the catalyst for the Civil War saga.
Yeah, it was
because
He
The-
kind of
he
like
was the
took
right-
over
he was the
and
right-
Well,
as
no,
Captain,
no,
well,
not even.
Captain America, but like
not even.
It was
No?
it was because of his
okay,
age.
so basically what happened was that the government was going to put a bill in place saying that mutants.
Hold up. I'm sorry, I just got to interject this one part right before you put this out. What started what he's about to say is a very certain mutant didn't realize that he had atomic capability.
Yes.
Blew up a school,
Yep.
killed everybody inside of a school.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, the government said, look, if you're a mutant, if you are super smart,
Yep.
if you have any type of
Because they also
ability
killed
that can
the,
be construed as dangerous, you need to register.
Yep. Because they also killed.
And they kind of brought it up in the MCU.
Yeah,
Well,
they
see, and the reason it was such a big deal was because the mutant that did it was part of the rookie team for X Factor.
yeah.
They were trying
Which
to
they
go to
hinted
stop
at
a
that
group
in
of
Deadpool
mutants, and Wolverine got wind of it and tried to stop them. And this kid got hit and lost control of his
Went
powers,
atomic.
and he literally nuked an area to the point where it almost killed Wolverine.
Unfortunately, some of our guys haven't seen Deadpool 2, but Deadpool 2 shines a light on that.
Mhm.
The Fire Fist
Yeah.
is based on the character that went atomic
Yeah.
in the school, killed a couple hundred kids.
Yep,
Right
and
there.
and we're
Wow.
talking kids that were like 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
So
Do you think they're gonna go there?
they
It's-
did.
it's-
That's what started the
No,
Civil
but
War.
with Deadpool.
Oh
No, with Deadpool,
no.
They glanced over because this is an extremely dark.
Yeah,
thing
it's
to
a very
talk about,
touchy
to
subject.
look at, yeah.
So-
Especially now in today's
Oh,
society,
yeah.
where we have so many school shootings and so many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after that happened, then the government was like, okay, if you're a mutant, you have to register. Your real name, your mutant name, your
Your
affiliation, everything about you.
Like, you can
Cap-
still be a superhero, but you have to let us know who you are.
No, superheroes, supervillains.
No, that's what I'm saying. You can still
whatever.
do that, right? Is that what? That's
No,
what it was.
if you were a mutant, you had to register.
And if you
Like, it doesn't matter
register,
if you're a superhero.
and
or not.
if you
No, I
register,
know.
once you
So-
registered, you can still be a superhero. You
Yeah.
can
That's
still
what I'm
say,
saying.
It was this very confusing thing where it wasn't just they were genetically testing people
Yeah.
for their X Factor unit or X Factor gene. Not only that, if you scored this high in certain intelligence tests, if you scored
Because
this
you were
high
too
in
smart.
physical tests,
Fucking Iron Man, he has no X gene.
Any
He's just
human being.
ridiculously smart.
Yeah.
any human being capable of being part of any team had to come and register.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to join a team,
but you
we
have, to
know
register.
your name.
And
It became this
the reason
freedom
it,
rights thing.
it split everybody up was She-Hulk initially headlined the case saying that this was against human rights, and she was the lawyer fighting for it.
Yeah.
And everybody knows that she's Jennifer and she's She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
Everybody knows. So
Just like everyone knows Captain America's Iron Man. Or not.
Yeah, Captain
I'm sorry.
America's
Captain America's Iron Man.
Yes, they're both the same thing.
They're both
such an
Ah.
issue doesn't
So-
exist. But yeah.
so-
Tony Stark's
Iron Man.
Tony Stark,
Yes.
Captain America.
Yes, we know what you mean.
And it's-
So Iron Man was all for this.
yeah,
He was all for this because it made sense. Methodically, it made sense. But Captain America wasn't, because his argument was, okay, so
I've seen
what's
this
going?
before.
Yeah, so what's going to happen if you have a mutant?
Nobody had been
and
registered without being taken.
yeah, and the
That's what
register.
his
No,
thing was.
well, that's not.
That's what his process
Yeah.
was.
But his issue was, what if the system gets compromised? because then you're putting these people at risk. You're putting their families at risk, their loved ones,
like-
all of that.
Fucking
Captain America
what is it
2,
called?
The Winter Soldier, where they're talking about like certain people being
Shield?
targeted. That was the entire. That
Yeah.
was another point brought into it, that people could just start assassinating people because they think they might become a threat.
Yeah.
Shield was compromised.
Oh yeah.
That.
Yeah.
So-
They were since they started.
So Captain
America.
America and and the other people that agreed with him went one way. Iron Man and everybody else went the other way.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man, being friends of both of them,
Went
figured,
chose Tony Stark first, and
yes,
then
because it made sense.
It was
And
one of the saddest
so-
moments in comic book history.
Yeah, it really was. So, without anybody else, he went to the White House, stood at the podium, said what he had to say, and unmasked. Live
My
TV.
name is Peter Parker.
Yeah.
I'm 26 years old. I have been under the alias of Spider-Man since I was 16.
Mhm. Like everything on national live TV
And it's
in front of the
fucking
White
sad
House.
because he died like a year later.
Yeah,
really,
yeah, yeah, and that just set everything up. I mean, the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, X Factor.
He's the one that.
X-Force,
That's why in Civil
Pretty much
War.
like what they consider the first significant casualty of Civil War.
In
Okay,
Civil
and that's
War,
why there's a picture of
Of,
Captain America right holding him.
Yeah,
in Civil War when they they go a little
told
too
you
far.
it was gonna get sad.
I'm sad.
In Civil War, when they in the movie in the MCU, when they
That's why you
when they
see
hit
it
him, when
after
they
Ant-Man
when they take
swatted him.
take it a little too far and they
Like
fuck
he
with Peter
swatted
Parker,
him, and
everybody
Iron Man's like
thinks-
looking over like fuck no, and he turns around, he's like, no, I'm good. Like that
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
what we thought was gonna be.
yeah.
Anybody that's read a comic book thought like
Yeah,
That was
Spider-Man
it.
should have died.
just
Right
That was
died
it.
right here. But we
But yeah,
got
so
past-
I'll give him a copy of the
it's
of this series, like, and,
Dude,
and it's
I-
all in chronological order, and
I
it
remember
gets
being,
fucking
like-
intense.
I think I remember being like 12 years old and like watching this unfold in the comic
12.
book page.
This motherfucker
like-
was 12.
That's how long was
Somebody pulling out his mask and saying, "My name is Peter Parker.
Mhm.
I'm 26 years old. I've been Spider-Man since I was 16 years
16.
old.
for 10 years.
My powers are this, and this. Currently, I am registered as this type of superhuman."
Yeah, and see, for somebody like me that read every comic book that I got my hands on, and seeing that, like, even for me, I was like, "Holy shit!" Like,
This
it's
is-
fixing to get real.
Yeah, and then shortly after the first fight between Captain America and Iron Man took place, where there's this very famous scene in the Civil War movie where Captain America takes his shield and cracks him right over the fucking dome piece and pulls his mask off and pulls his shield up, and he just really thinks about it. That is in the comic book.
No, he didn't hit him in the face. He hit him on the reactor.
Like in the
Because-
comic book, he unmasks him and like does the fucking thing where he's like, "This is
Yeah.
it. I'm about to fucking do it."
Yeah, but
and then lets it go.
Yeah, but what he did in the movie, he also did in the comic, because he didn't want to like kill the guy, but he wanted to debilitate him. So he fucking hits him in the core, and since that reactor is what keeps him alive, Iron Man was
It's
like,
with it, yeah.
I can't do
Well,
this anymore.
Is it still keeping him alive there?
Oh yeah,
Oh no!
No,
Iron Man.
no, because
in
in
the
Iron Man
MCU, excuse me, the cinematic universe in Iron Man 3, he gets his shrapnel removed. So
Yeah.
it's no longer
Yeah.
keeping him
Yeah, so
alive.
it's
But no,
not,
I'm talking about
it's
in the
powering the
comics.
suit.
in the
Oh.
comics,
in the
yes,
comics,
it's-
yes, because it's not until years.
he pretty much
later.
had like 2 hours to live when he cracked him in the chest
Yeah.
like that. So knowing that there's people around, hit him once. He's like, "Look, man, next time I fucking see you, you're getting that work.
Yeah,
Do not do this again."
yeah.
Takes off,
and
then
that's
Iron
what
Man
set up
kills
Iron
him
Man
the next time.
because Iron Man left, rebuilt all of that, like armored that alone with the suit that
It's-
covered it,
I'm sure I didn't
and-
think about that before.
and
It's
at
because
that
of
point,
Steve
like,
Rogers' compassion that he eventually lost.
yeah, and died.
Yeah.
I can't wait to find out how it ends.
It's crazy.
Dude,
Like,
it's-
it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, in Civil War, I remember reading that this is where Spider-Man should die.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, so
it
like
just didn't happen.
when we watched Infinity, like I think all of us
Honestly,
talked about the
man,
same
when,
thing,
yeah.
that we did not get what happened in Civil War then. So I think most of us knew that something is going to have to happen to Peter
Which-
Parker. Especially in the Infinity series, when you read the comic books, Peter Parker dies.
Oh, yeah.
Not even remotely in the way that he does in the movie. Peter Parker gets straight up killed.
Yeah. But see, that's the difference, and I've had to explain this to too many people.
Yeah.
The way they died in Infinity War
Very, very.
They didn't
very
die.
different.
They were removed from existence.
Yeah, they're pushed into an alternate reality.
No, they are
Kept inside the Soul
erased
Stone.
from existence.
They're inside the Soul Stone.
No, because
I mean, if we're gonna go completely fucking technical about this,
They're
yes, I
inside
mean,
the
yeah.
Soul Stone.
Because they existed at
no,
one
we're
point.
both technically right.
Neither one of you is wrong, but yeah, it's because the way
But
the snap worked, I guess,
Because we're nerds, there is technically
yeah.
one
yes,
right.
there's layers upon layers of this. They're not there right now.
Okay, this is an onion conversation.
Yeah.
Anywho, back to the
I
game.
feel so bad because I feel like we're dominating this conversation, and we gotta push it over to our other guys.
Oh yeah, because he's over there like, I'm just here, guys.
No. I like this. I like this so much.
Either that,
It's so entertaining.
Either that or
some of the stuff I don't know.
either that or on film, he's just gonna be that guy like, I'm on video, guys.
It's not like
We talk a lot. What?
I told you we can do this for fucking
Yeah.
hours.
no, yeah, we.
But about the game, did you play it?
I played a little bit. Yes.
We're going back to the game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I played.
We eventually have to get this review in.
I was on Pokemon Go when we were doing this, so
We will talk about that later.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
Did you?
I'm
have a chance to
gonna
play?
lie, guys. I'm not gonna lie, guys.
Because you said you played it a little bit.
I played it a little bit. It's cool. The mechanics are dope. I like that it's one of my favorite things. I've always talked about this. Have you guys ever played a game? I'm sure everybody has played a game. You know,
I've played
games.
many games.
Many games exist.
I like to do that like doorstop thing with myself.
Where you flick the door. Where you flick that.
That's cool.
Nah. So you know when you're playing a game and you're fucking.
Stop.
Oh,
So this
We all
game,
done
right?
that.
Obviously, you never had your ass beat hard enough
Yeah.
to play
No.
doorstop.
So
We'll talk about that later.
in this game, so I don't know if you guys have played a game like this. Usually it's Final Fantasy, where you go into a fight, you like walk up to a bad dude, a bad guy, and Pokemon, and then you go, and
Wait, how does that go?
nah, it only happens once. It only happens once.
No, it doesn't
I did
happen
like the
multiple
halfway
times.
Batman thing. Quick to the back end.
Our head spin,
Right?
We should look at that.
I will find that effect. I
It
will
was so
find
bad
that
as
effect.
fuck. So unfortunately I had to take a break between because of school and a wedding that I went to, that I was listening to you guys talk about Final Fantasy and then make this slow transition into fucking Kingdom Hearts, which is a game that I played to
I will,
fucking death, and listen to you fucking destroy my fucking game where you're like, oh, you know, if you pick X this, you'll get X that.
I remember
And
getting messages
swear
from you.
to God,
The day- okay.
I'm actively listening
Okay.
to this shit, and I'm like texting him like, you know, if you do this, you do that. You know,
Yeah,
if you do this,
I
you
remember
do that. You know, if you do this, you do
So
that.
after I edited the show and I put it live, okay, if you have us on Anchor, then as soon as it goes live, you're notified, or Spotify or Pocket Cast or fucking
Yeah, Spotify,
you know, whatever.
I get the message.
Yeah. So
and if not, figure that shit out.
yes, so it goes live. Not 20 minutes later, not even 10 minutes later, I get pages of text about you should have said this. If you do this, and this, then you get this, and this. I mean, just like pages upon pages.
Let me defend it because I love that game, man.
As do I.
To
As do
the
I.
end of the
Yeah.
earth, that
It's
game is the shit.
sweet fire.
I'm not gonna
Mhm.
fucking. I'm
It's
not
that
gonna
hot
lie to you
shit.
though. 1 and 2 all day,
Yeah.
1 and 2. Everything in between those two,
Trash.
maybe played it once, maybe
365 over 7 days.
Over
352 over 357 over 2. I think.
365
I know,
over
I know,
2.
I-
Is it 365
365 2?
We should have
Yeah.
sat in the middle
The
so that
card-
we could
Right?
They're all
Ain't too late yet.
and too late. So the
Are we doing this? We're doing
Yeah,
this?
we're switching.
Apparently, we're doing this.
So, Chain of Memories and Rechain of Memories, I was not into the fucking cards.
warm.
I was not into those damn cards. Right now, Kingdom Hearts
So you
Key
have
on my
to-
phone. I'm a big fan of them coins though. I'm a huge fan of those coins. But 1 and 2 were my shit because I love the whole. You go into it, you run into fucking a Heartless, and the fight's right there. I don't have to wait for another screen to
Yes.
load.
That is
Which is
great
I'm gonna bring
mechanic.
it back to our game.
Card based is hot garbage, but it worked for handheld.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. On Android and iOS, the way they did it is great. Chain of Memories was originally put out on the Game Boy Advanced, and it was it wasn't even hot garbage. It was like 2-week-old
shit,
leftover
man.
garbage.
It
It was fucking horrible. Now
It was as bad as M. Night Shyamalan's
Give me
Last
1
Airbender.
second. Check my time.
Yes.
Check the time real quick before I just fucking.
You're fine. We're fine.
Oh, sweet! I got an hour to do this. shit.
Oh yeah, okay, an hour 10. So, after they re-released it, Chain of Memories re-release or redo or whatever the fuck they called it, it was a lot better because this time you were in the world
fight.
of Kingdom Hearts, so you had that free movement,
Yeah.
and then you use your cards whenever. On the Game Boy Advance, you had left, right,
Yeah.
and the worst thing about that is when you were fighting a boss because enemies, cool.
Yeah.
Like they might jump here and there, but you could always.
So
get
if you were throwing down on the advance, not many people knew this, that you could first move it. That if you attacked who was ever coming at you first, you get the first move, and
Yeah.
that makes a big advantage.
Yeah.
What you guys didn't mention when it came to Kingdom Hearts, which
One?
I got so fucking salty
One?
about.
Kingdom Hearts 1?
No, it was KH1 and KH2. That the personal questions you guys were talking about.
Yeah.
I didn't remember the exact mechanics of those. I read about them at
you
some
were
point.
100% on point when you said, "Do you care more about defending your friends,
Yeah.
fighting for what's right,
Yeah.
or reserving yourself for knowledge?"
Yeah.
What you guys were talking about, me and my brother had this hardcore thing. We bought the fucking manual and everything.
I own that shit too. For the first two.
My brother was the fucking solemn defender of everything that was right. If you've watched The Kingdom of Heaven, he was like, God wills it! God wills it! Always picked guard, because he got, the guard perk in level 5.
That shit was
See, okay.
though, man.
See,
when you
like,
got guard,
but-
it worked.
I was an ugly fucking garbage player that I picked sword first, which means you don't get guard till level 15.
Yep.
Imagine being on the island for 3 hours.
See, all 3 hours, that's it? 3 hours? Because I spent days on that fucking island.
Here's where you fucked up. There's a part in there where you fight this one dude who throws the ball at you.
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, here's what you do.
Yeah,
when he
fuck
throws
him.
the ball at you,
You guard.
hit.
Oh.
Throws the ball, hit. You can probably do that for 10, 15 times a pop before he dies. That'll get you at least 2 or 3 levels a time you do it. So you're going to hit that in about an hour.
And you're going to get guard before you leave the island.
Exactly. Honestly, you can level 100 in about
See,
a day.
now, the only thing was that when we were talking about it,
I've done the science.
Dude, I got stuck in Traverse Town for months because I couldn't kick the story. Did you hear that?
I was straight. No, I 100% heard it. And when you said that, it hit me right where I live because I kept doing that thing. Because you get Simba and you're in the sewer, and there's a part in there where they don't train you well because if you keep going left, you'll loop yourself.
Yeah.
Constantly, and there's a portion in there where if you loop, you'll go this way.
yeah,
You'll keep doing this.
Yeah.
But you won't correctly understand that it's 2 steps this way, 1 step this way. And you fuck yourself for
Yep.
about a couple days.
Yeah.
Because they don't give you explanation.
Nope.
Which is, a great thing for a movie, not a great thing for a game.
And even
Yeah.
then, I mean, it only made me stronger. I ended up fucking kicking ass on that
you
fucking
come back
game.
out brolic
Yeah,
as
right,
fuck.
just, ugh.
And then for some reason you mow down everything. You're like, oh man, this game is too fucking easy.
Yeah, nah.
After spending those
Fucking 3 months on one fucking level.
Good Lord, Jesus Almighty, I can't wait for the fucking day that KH3 comes out.
oh
And
no
Dude,
shit.
I'll show you fucking
No,
idiots how to
I
play the
cannot fucking
game.
wait. It's already pre-ordered. I pre-ordered the special edition where I get this really badass blanket.
Y'all don't even fucking know.
Oh yeah,
You know how I got this
Oh,
job
yeah,
on
I
this
do.
show? By being brolic as fuck at video games.
Wait, Brolic, what?
Brolic and Blaxican.
That's it. That's it, buddy.
No, man, that game is
what we
everything.
have to do, and I will try to get the money for it. We all need to get that game at the same time and stream the fuck out of that.
Oh yeah, best believe. We
All
we-
3 of us at the same time.
That's kind of the best thing about having a video game is there's something very mystical about, especially the way that video games are now. Every single person has a way they do things, and
As we found out on Terra Genesis.
I always call it the N64 syndrome. No human being has 2 similar ways of doing the N64.
Oh no.
No.
How did you fix your N64?
You clean the fuck out of it.
How did you do your
Fucking-
N64?
Fucking clean this shit with fucking... What is
Yep.
it? This is
Go
for
inside
your-
too. Q-tips.
Just for your...
Q-tips.
Good Lord. How did you clean your N64? Just a quick blow. How'd you do yours?
Same.
Just same.
How do you think I got so good at it?
No, see,
How do you think I got
What
so
were you
good at it?
doing?
No, see, the big difference.
What the?
The big difference. That right there. That right there.
The pop lock is dropped.
That's what we also did.
It didn't matter how everybody cleaned it. What made the difference is how you put that bitch in the system. So it's like me, nice and gentle.
Well, did you guys ever have the PlayStation? Like the
I never had a PS1.
no.
Oh, I did.
I did.
So for some reason,
my
some
gosh.
games would not go past the little loading screen of the little.
Ours was
Dude, PlayStation
is
two.
like
Yeah,
Right
he's,
there.
he's not wrong. The PS2 had the exact same
Yep.
thing.
PS2 has a beautiful little circle
if you saw
spinning.
the turn, you're like, okay,
Hurry up.
You're like,
hurry up.
Yep.
it's not gonna happen.
and you see it turn white.
No, no.
That's
And
when you
then
know
it-
it's
and
like-
then
Once you hear, boom,
No, because no. Oh, it's a scratch. No, because this was the struggle.
Oh, man, good
You
time.
put your game in, you turn the console on, does a little
You
spin,
pray to God.
and then everything zooms to black, and then one of two things happens: either the PlayStation 2
stays
symbol
black?
pops up, and you're fucking good, or it fades into another screen with blocks, and you were like,
bruh.
You took you fucking popped the screen.
So I want you to go ahead and imagine this because I don't know if you guys knew this. PlayStation 2 did have an online sort of situation.
yes, it did.
Guess what? Whose parents were fucking like out here working 2 jobs and still didn't have the fucking money.
Not mine.
Not mine. Some of us out here are working class. So the very first time I got to plug my PlayStation 2 in, guess what else you have to deal with? Network connection. It's
Yep.
not just disc back in our day.
Nope.
It's network connection.
And adapters, because you had that big ass block adapter. Because
The fucking cable thing where you had to like.
No, because on everybody's PlayStation 2, you had that giant gaping hole in the back, and everybody was like, "I wonder what the fuck goes there." And everybody was like,
Nick.
"Everybody's like, oh, maybe I
Yeah,
can put
there's
my
that
controller there,
weird hole. No.
Yeah. Or maybe I
Don't
can
touch
put
that.
like my power cable or something in there." Whenever, no, nay, sir, nay.
That's
what
not
you do
for you.
is because when
That
you
doesn't
bought-
belong there.
No,
It wasn't meant
Um,
for you. There was a plastic screen that went in front of it
Yeah.
that you were never supposed to pull out.
Yeah.
That wasn't for you. That was for system
Yeah.
repair.
Yes.
but
Don't touch it.
But if you bought, what was it, Final Fantasy 11, it came with this giant fucking bulk adapter that looked like you were going to fucking build a rocket ship to the Mars. And you took that screen off.
The Mars.
And you pushed it at the Mars. That's right, buddy. The fucking Mars.
God of War. That's what it is.
Fuck you. And you put it in there, make sure that it's connected, and it had those giant fucking bolts on either side. You had to screw all the way in, like you were attaching
fuck are
a
you
fucking
buying?
monitor. Yeah. And then that,
Y'all
like,
keep y'all
that,
keep about that.
yeah.
it's fine.
So this adapter, like, I'm not even joking. This adapter was probably,
Picturing it.
I probably shouldn't grab the mic. It was probably like that fucking wide and about that fucking big.
Oh, it was ungodly.
Yeah.
And it had like the weirdest, smallest like thing. You're like,
Yeah. So after you put this monstrosity of an adapter into your system, it all amounted to one thing: one little tiny fucking telephone connection. That was it.
that's it.
You plugged your telephone into that. You waited for the sounds, and everybody knew those fucking sounds. And then from there, then you had to deal with setting up your connection, which nobody knew how to fucking do that shit.
Oh no. Yeah.
Was that
Oh,
it? That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That
Y'all
is-
don't even know
that,
about that yet.
that is that fucking beast of burden.
That's
So like
Back
just-
in our day.
Yes, so just setting up your connection to get online, not even to play online, just to get online, was a good like 3.5 hour process.
And that's why Xbox 360 took off. So
And
AOL.
You know what? Exactly. We did have that conversation that the reason that Xbox had such hardcore predominance is because Xbox 360 had one of the more successful online capabilities.
true, but they built their groundwork on the original Xbox,
Yeah, but,
and at the
so-
time
there was
They're-
Xbox Live.
They
pretty
made,
much
they made
no,
the Xbox very
because Xbox
easily
Live was the
customized.
name
Exactly.
of their network.
pretty much what happened was
Yeah, Microsoft
Yeah.
like,
if
we're-
you had Modern Warfare 2
Yeah,
and
because
Xbox 360, you put your shit in, you put your disc in. Guess what? If you put money into it, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with nothing else. PlayStation was very much lacking, but you had to buy extra
Yeah.
equipment for it.
And see, on the original Xbox, that was the name of their network, was Xbox Live, because it was live players playing with other live players
Yeah.
on Xbox. That was their
That was their shtick.
Yeah. So then eventually Xbox Live was monetized. To where it's like, oh, you have the internet, now you have to
I can do
buy
that, yeah.
Xbox Live.
Yeah. And this was back when Xbox Live was like I think like $20 a month. It
Yep.
was like whack as fuck. I never
Yep.
did it. The first time I ever did
But
Xbox
setting
Live
up the fucking Xbox Live network on the original Xbox.
Oh God, no!
I hated that set. I hated that
It's-
screen.
Huh?
The whole screen itself was kind of like.
Oh,
I
you
loved
had to
it.
do the
But no, like just figuring out like
And this was back in dial-up days. Like,
yeah, see, and that's what it was. So like trying to set up like your TCP/IP and your like just all of that stuff was. Oh my god!
I want to know who said it because like I think it was you that was talking about it. I think the biggest difference between us now and us back then is right now my phone is not connected to Wi-Fi. If I look up a phone on YouTube, or excuse me, a video on YouTube right now, and if it doesn't load it in HD quality in the next 1 second, I'm gonna freak the fuck out.
100%. I'm
That is
freaking the fuck out right now because I have an iPad and a phone in front of me, and neither one of them will load shit.
That is the biggest
good.
difference between what goes on. Like,
See, I'm good because we're using my phone to record and my
Yeah.
tablet to record.
and like I think you guys are just like a little bit younger than me. Like I don't know if you guys have like this very clear memory
Of dial-up.
I hated
No.
Mom, get off the phone!
Yep.
or your mom like trying to pay a fucking bill for the first time on holy god that it could be done online, and you're like sitting there trying to like talk to a girl, and you're like, "Hey, is Scarlett there?" Okay, I'll hold.
Yep.
Get off the phone, Mom. You hang up.
No. I remember all that. I remember
No,
fucking...
what's even funnier was when AOL was really big. Because AOL you didn't have to pay for. You could go to Walmart.
You get the CD.
Yeah, as long as you have a connection.
Yep, the CDs for free.
Yeah.
They had them fucking everywhere. I mean, like, you got at least, like, 10 a week in the fucking mail
Yeah,
for no
fuck
goddamn
yeah.
reason. You
No
could get them for
reason.
free at
Let me just
Walmart.
ask this question:
Everywhere.
do y'all even know the dial-up tone?
No.
How old are you guys?
You look lost as fuck, so I'm not even going to
No,
ask.
he's not even 20.
Like
I'm 20.
I'm not trying to be rude, but I just got to know. Do you guys know what the dial-up tone
No.
is?
No.
Okay. Anyhow.
Did you?
So, everybody got the aerial disc, and there weren't very many things you could do. Because
You had,
everybody was either...
AOL Messenger, which was like like that was
Everybody's
a thing.
everything.
Yeah, that's that
Like-
was my thing in like middle school.
Yeah, so like
AIM.
like the old
Yeah.
AIM.
My AIM account.
Yeah, but still like the only reason that
So you
anybody
had to
jumped
call
online.
your friend to ask like, hey man, can you get online real quick?
Hey, get online. I sent you a message.
Yeah, like
Yeah, but
y'all don't even know what the fuck we're talking about.
but still like
I know the
I'm glad-
SMS.
I'm
Yahoo,
glad- I'm glad
whatever
I don't know
Yahoo.
what
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Because,
so
we'll
back
come
in the
back
day,
to you guys. We'll give you something
yeah,
you can talk about.
So back in the day, and we still haven't even come close to reviewing the game, by the way.
Yeah.
So the only reason
Kingdom.
everybody got online, there was only 3 reasons. One, to look at porn.
you had to. Oh my,
That was your number
y'all
one.
don't
No.
even know where you had to like try to look up like an image, and it would do this like
Yeah,
scanner thing.
Yeah.
and you had to like try to like right click save and put it in a private folder that your mom couldn't see.
Yeah.
so that way you can like try to like compile a slideshow so you can beat your meat later. Like,
Mr. Davis.
You create a PowerPoint and then you press F5 and then let that fucking bitch play.
so
you're like, yeah.
So
yeah, I'm watching.
So
porn.
that was one of 3. The second one was research, which was very far down the
Yeah,
list.
you
Or
do it.
No one researched. Who really used the internet to research? People were still
I
using.
did internet research until I was like in high school.
Yeah, same. I was fucking using encyclopedias when I was a kid.
yeah. The other reason, which is what 99.9% of people did, was
Tried it.
chat boards.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like that.
Chat became the biggest thing, man.
Yeah. And it's like you would just have
Let's
like
connect.
like hundreds of thousands of people jumping on a chat board, and just
so you can send one text to your friend.
yeah.
That's what. That was so whack about
Or
it.
if you were lucky, you would find somebody that you got along with, and then y'all would go PM each other.
And then you only had a certain amount of characters.
No,
Right?
no.
No,
it
it was like sending a
But
email to each other.
yeah, but you didn't have emojis. Like it was basically it was
Back in our day, we called them emoticons.
yes. Basically
And then it was fucking semicolons and parentheses.
yeah.
Yo, if you really wanted to flirt, you gotta do that.
Yep. P and then
The little tongue. You want to do like a crooked smile? You could do like a C. You can do like
I
the
know
letter
the
C with a
XD.
fucking.
Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Oh, y'all don't even know about RXD.
Roar
No! You guys didn't even have like the postmodern punk
That's
phase.
fucking hilarious.
Damn. Did you
Raw-
guys listen to My Chemical Romance?
100%.
You'd know about Raw XD if you really listen to it. I'm sorry, guys.
It's just the
Yeah,
It's like
that's
a.
fine.
No, what's really funny was back in
They
the
spelled
day.
it out.
RAWRXD because that means I love you in Dinosaur.
Yeah.
You guys like totally missed out. It was
Yeah,
this
I didn't know
hilariously
that.
cringy phase of us being young, and we were like, oh,
I think it was on T-shirts and shit. It
you
was
guys,
everywhere.
you guys missed out, man.
But no, back in that day, I remember one of the
I
Offspring
think
albums.
this is like the first time I've ever been like not the youngest person in the room.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Shit.
Way back.
This is a turning
The
point for me.
Offspring put out an album, and I don't remember what the album was named, but I remember the cover.
New Americana, I think is what you're talking about because it came out right around the time you're talking about.
Because no, it's the one that had the flaming skull.
Dude, fucking I Want You So Bad came out on that album.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I know exactly what you're
I
talking
took
about.
that CD, and I was sitting at home, and I had Winamp loaded up on my computer. Winamp with like fucking 50 goddamn skins that took you fucking 10 weeks to find.
Conspiracy of One.
Yes. And I was like, you know what? I want to jam this on my computer. So I put it in. Winamp didn't load.
52 weeks to download.
No.
They don't even know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Winamp would not play it without like actually having to like open the CD and stuff.
You didn't have LimeWire?
No. No, LimeWire wasn't out at that time.
Why wasn't out yet?
So, what happened was this whole prompt, the startup exe came up, and you could watch 6 music videos from the album, and I lost my shit. I was like, wait, there's video on this shit?
Yeah.
I put in the Backstreet Boys CD once. Yes, the Backstreet Boys. Yes, it was Millennium. I loved it. I put it into the computer once. It did the same shit.
Yeah.
I was like, I used to listen to this on my fucking boombox.
See,
and then I
that-
put it into the computer, and it opened an interactive
I really
menu.
hate doing this like this. We could do this all fucking night long.
We could.
Let's get into something that you guys can talk about. Give me something from
Well,
your
what about the
generation.
game? Let's talk.
That's what I'm talking about.
the-
You guys give me something from your
So,
generation.
I know none of you guys read the story or reading any of it.
No, hit me.
I-
Like I gotta get you guys talking. Come on.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I completely skipped all that kind of shit too. You know, I just
The
wanted to
story?
bring-
which
yeah,
is dumb
yeah.
because I love reading the story part.
You read the story, but you read the complete story of the fucking game.
No, not
Not that
Alright,
game.
then shut up.
In general?
like I'm going to read it
Yeah.
because I want to know what's going on.
Yeah, the only reason he played was
I like that. So, did you read the story?
No.
Fuck no, I didn't read the story.
I just wanted to
will
clarify
eventually.
that.
Boy, I'm 24 years old. I don't have that much time left.
Shut the fuck up.
He's not wrong. I'm 28. I should have died last year. 27's club.
Tuesday, I turned 35. Fuck all of y'all.
Hey, you know
turned
what we should do?
25?
No.
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead, guys. Go ahead.
No, keep talking. Keep the
Yeah,
podcast
okay.
going.
Hit me.
Did you guys?
I'm not
use
taking a shot. I
autoplay
drank way too much
inside-
to do.
When you guys were playing the game, did you guys use autoplay?
The only time I would use autoplay is like if I was just doing like XP runs.
XP run?
Yeah, so like if I just unlocked a new character, like I think whenever
There's-
I unlocked Hela.
There's no just straight up XP run, or you have to
Okay,
do the sequence.
well, there's 2 different ways to do it.
You
You
just
can-
go back to an.
I am
level
so
that you
sorry.
were
Like,
at.
I'm ill prepared for this one because I thought we were doing Pokemon Go today. It's just like I
No, you're
jumped
good.
on late.
Well, I mean, you're just coming back to the show,
Yeah.
so you're good. So whenever you like, say you unlock a new character, you want to level them up with the rest of your cast.
Yeah,
So you put them on your team, you go into a level, and there's a little button that says autoplay.
yeah.
You hit that, and they will go through the level using skills, attacking, so on and so forth, the way you would normally play.
Yeah.
And at the end of the level, they level up. You get your items, whatever. The other way to do it is there is some kind of token, and basically, like you would click on that, and you would use 1, use 10, or cancel. And you can use 10, and all it does is get you the items that you would normally get from it, but you don't get any XP.
Yeah.
So it sucks, but they're like in the in the X-Men event, there's a part where they give you Beast. And one of the missions is you have to get Beast up to 3 stars. So you just go to his level, use 10 of the completion tokens just to get his biomatrix, just to level him up. Like, you don't give a shit about the XP, you just need to get the biomatrix.
Yeah, because that's what helps him like stay out there longer, right? Cause
So every character can go from 1 to 6 stars.
Mhm.
The higher the number of the stars, then the higher their level cap. And then you can do mastery, which turns the gold stars into red stars. And again, beefs everything up.
So it's kind of like a prestige.
Kind of, yeah. But your character doesn't reset when you up their mastery. It just
Okay.
ups the level cap.
Okay.
So you have to. Oh shit! Nice.
Oh, one went
Yo,
out.
what's all this about?
It's one of our hosts' birthdays next week.
There it
So
is.
this is his birthday cupcakes.
Nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, Iron Business One. I
Oh,
gotta
one.
say,
Oh, one.
Gotta be that guy. If we can all just share one special memory, so we can sing "Happy Birthday" to this.
I think like most of the guys haven't known me for that long.
We'll just.
It's been good times though.
It has.
We got this podcast
Let me
going.
move this so it doesn't catch fire.
We got this podcast going, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Which is funny. Like I don't know if you guys want to tell the story on like
how we met and stuff.
yeah, and then how you guys came on the podcast.
Yeah, like I would honestly love to hear that.
Can we blow
Just-
these out? Because wax is getting all over the cupcakes.
Yes.
Yeah, you can eat the wax.
It's
Can you
fine.
eat the wax?
Yes.
Yeah, you can. That's what I make it for.
Okay, let's see how fast we can get through this story.
All right, so
But you should probably blow it out before it just
Yeah.
burns
Okay.
the
So
frosting.
ready.
happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear Iron Business, happy birthday to you.
Okay.
Yay! Alright, so real quick segue. So I met this guy. What was it, like maybe a month ago, 2 months ago,
Give or take. Yeah.
somewhere around there.
Yeah.
We were invited
Single
to. We were actually invited to a party here at his house by a friend of his and his ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
So we came to the party. It was happy times, fun times. We played beer pong. It was good.
He sucked at
We sucked at beer pong, but the point is that we met this guy and we ended up kicking it with him because conversation just spiked and
Because we started talking about video games.
video game dirty shit.
Actually, no. I
Well,
was
I think
playing
we
Monster
come-
Hunter. I was playing Monster Hunter in my game room, and you guys just thought that it was like the coolest fucking shit that y'all had ever seen.
and
Was it?
no,
Shut
but
your
no,
fucking
because we
face.
were watching fucking. That's when we were playing beer pong.
Yeah. No,
Everybody-
I think we commented on
They
his
don't even know.
posters.
They don't even
That's
know.
all.
It was probably that.
Anywho.
The point is
Go
that we
ahead,
came
go
to
ahead.
this fucking party. We ended up meeting up with him, and like we got along. We got along. He told us about the podcast. He asked if we ever wanted to be on it as guests. We
No,
sat down.
I didn't have a podcast at that time.
No. You sure?
Yeah.
You had to have had the podcast at that
No.
time because,
The first one was in May.
yeah, dude, this was like 2 months ago.
Yeah, like the first podcast was in May.
Yeah, no,
Because
you already had it, right?
I had just gotten that ticket.
You already had it. You were already
I
like.
remember, like when you first called me about the podcast,
You were, like, 6
I
episodes
just
in.
went to
That's
court for about
right.
the ticket, and
That's
then like
right.
I came on like 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
And then we ended up like getting along with the dude. We ended up fucking.
I don't think we talked about the podcast, but we didn't actually participate until the
Yeah,
next
I
time that
think-
we
Yeah, no, we didn't do anything about the podcast that night. We just got along. We talked. We
Yeah.
talked about it,
I
and
think
then
as far as I heard the story that you guys had listened to maybe like an episode.
Yeah.
that was the next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we came back again because we got contact information with him and shit. We got each other's digits and whatnot.
And then I
And then,
randomly hit them up one day.
Yeah, and then we came over, we gamed, and we talked, and we talked about the podcast, and that's how we agreed to do it. We came without the whole we weren't even invited by him. We were invited by his friend and his ex who know him. And next thing you know, we're here by ourselves. We're fucking hanging out with him. We've recorded a bunch of episodes, and we're invited to a second party.
Yeah.
And everybody's here, same crowd again. And these people, his friends, invite us, and they're like, "Oh yeah, here's the address. Come on
Because
over."
we haven't been here.
We're inviting you, and me and
Several times.
we show up. Right? We know exactly where the fuck the house is. We've been here a shitload of times at this point.
Look, I'm not gonna say I've been here longer than anybody else, but like I'm saying, like when I see the fact that we started from, I think our first
Ground
show had
zero.
like 9 viewers, and then I see this gentle climb between there, and then when you guys came on, it was like this expedited thing where you can't say that you guys didn't add some magic to it.
Dude, honestly, like he said that, we see the numbers, and I'm just like, it's fun. It's fun to see that you know. I listened to some of the newer episodes, and then we're on it, and now all these people that I know were like, we listened to your podcast, we heard you. You guys sound great. I'm just like, thanks, man. It's
just funny.
I'm all embarrassed.
It's fun. So we came to this fucking.
That's how I feel about live streaming because it's so funny.
Yeah, it's this very awkward thing to put yourself out there, and
that's how the first episode was. We straight up told them, but when we came to that second party that everybody was expecting us to come and hang out with the party, we got here. As soon as we got here, we dropped our beer out. We fucking chilled. We said hi to the party, and then we went outside and we hung out with this dude. So there's a whole fucking party going on in the other room, and we're outside hanging out with this dude. His friends come out and they're like, Are you guys gonna come out and play beer pong?
Honestly, like the drinking thing actually came from John looking out for me, because like he knows that I have this like very weird social anxiety about like trying to do anything about anything. So the first show we ever recorded before I came out, I was on the drive over here, and he texted me. He's like, "Hey man, can you pick up some Dr. Pepper? I got an idea."
Yep.
And when I got here, he's like, "Look, man, I know you got this thing. I know you got this like situation. I got you." Poured me out a heavy fucking drink. Like, he tried to hurt me with this drink. And he's like, "Look, man, I want you to drink this. I want you to loosen up. Just talk to me." That's like that's kind of like the situation he put out there. And it became this thing where it was less about talking to an audience, and it was more about pretending that the audience was just like this other person sitting next to us.
Yeah.
And I texted in when I heard the next show after I had to leave, and I told you guys like just never think about this as there's a room full of people. Just like, this is just one other person sitting here listening to us.
Yeah.
And when we started it, when we did the first episode, funny thing, everybody was very surprised that we spent no time with the party, and pretty much our whole fucking night outside talking about the podcast and our plans and gaming and shit. It was dope. It's funny though, because his friends, we don't know exactly what they think, but pretty sure now they're like, "Oh, these guys didn't even come and hang out with us."
Yeah.
But
because like I found out that we were having a party and everything, and like before I had a chance to text them, they were like, "So what you doing tonight?"
Yeah, I was just
well, as a matter of fact.
And it was funny because we were invited to this party, and they're like, yeah, it's at that same house we went to last time. I'm like, our friend that lives at that house hasn't texted us about this party.
It was funny because, I know.
I was thinking we were invited by everybody else to a house we go to constantly, but the guy that hasn't called us yet.
No, it's funny because the podcast, like I've always wanted to do something like this, whether it was YouTube or podcast or whatever.
We had been talking about this for a while since we actually first met, that we just couldn't articulate exactly what we wanted to do
or
with this,
or how to do it.
Yeah, so when, and I'm sorry, like I'll wheel back to this one. I get to my little story, but I'll just go ahead and tell the story now. I'm sorry, like I don't want to skip, but when John and I first met, it was this almost like awkward type of meeting.
For you.
That we had met because I worked at an arcade that also serves alcohol. So to do that, we had to have security guys. Yeah, over on the west side, if you guys are in El Paso.
Rubik's.
I work over at Rubik's. So when we first met, I was one of only maybe 3 security guards.
Sitting at the door.
And, I was sitting at the door, and, this big fucking, like, muscular fucking dude comes up to me hard as fuck. He's like,
"Not even, you've gone online."
And I was like, "Yo, man, let me see that ID." And he's like, "Actually, I'm here to, like, sign him for my first day at work." And I was like, "No shit." And it's like totally changed the demeanor, and it was this very, like, funny sort of situation. But pretty much from that day on, we talked about things like fighting games. We talked about things like TV, and it was almost this instant connection of being very good friends. And
because we've talked about everything from Pokemon, comic books, music, movies, all the way through to like books, philosophy, like just full spectrum. And it was really cool working with somebody that, like, knowing that whenever he took a break to come outside and smoke a cigarette, that I could have a conversation, with somebody that wasn't slurring drunk and talking about losing a fucking handful of change.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had some really, really cool conversations.
Yeah, we've, John and I have been together for, almost a year and a half now. Something like that. Because
almost 2.
You started, about a month after I did. Something like that. So,
almost 2 years.
we've been hanging out and doing this thing consistently for, a year and a half. And I think it was a couple months ago that John hit me up and he was like, look, man, I really want to ask your opinion about something. I want to do this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know how I want to do it. But all I know is, I want to sit here and I want to have conversations with you. Can you help me out? And, this is a conversation that I heard about half of what he said because my phone was breaking up because I was trying to pay a fucking speeding ticket that I was,
Yep.
dealing with. And literally all I heard was him saying, look, man, need your help. Podcast. Can you help me? And I was like, yeah, dude, whatever you need. Call me back. Text me the details. So for us to come out here and do this thing, it was this very special moment that, the first show that we came out on, that we started talking, and he said, honestly, dude, I just want to hear you talk about whatever it is you want to talk about.
Yeah.
And, our first episode, if you actually listen to it, is this very rough cut of us having the conversations that we used to have while I smoked outside of the arcade. Yeah. And it's turned into this thing where we do nothing but have these rough conversations.
It's awesome, honestly. I'm very glad I was able to be a part of this because I love podcasts. Yeah. I listen to podcasts more than I listen to music. One of my favorites is Dynamic Banter at Mike Calzone at Steve Zaragoza.
Did you just?
Yeah,
that was a good plug.
Yeah, you did.
I needed to. They are my favorite people in the world.
They're pretty funny.
Honestly, they are my favorite people. I get a lot of my comedy and a lot of me from them. And honestly, I always wanted to do it to the point where I've made him and our roommate watch a movie with me while the computer's facing us, and we just laugh and talk and make funny bits and just comment on the movie. And then there's been other times where we're all just sitting around drunk and I just put my phone out and I just record all of us. Never published it, never put it anywhere, never did anything with it except listen to it and laugh again.
And that's what I think that...
I'm sorry, go ahead. No. Well, it was conversations like you were saying, movies, games, just a bunch of different things just piled in one.
And it was fun. And like I said, I never published it. I never did anything with it except want or dream about it. And it never happened. I never did it. I never did anything with it. And then we met him, and he was like, try it, just to see what it's like. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, but, this is going to be weird, because this one's actually going out to people. Yeah. No one has ever listened to what I have on my phone or on my computer.
It's almost like disnerving thing for people to think that,
and then to think about
somebody
the number of people that
listen
to it. It is. And it's funny, because every once in a while, I'll go back and I'll listen to, the first couple episodes.
And I think about things like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Or,
See,
I was really confusing.
See, I don't, because it's funny, because listening to us then when we first started, you could almost feel how shaky we were. You and me and Jay, and then when you guys came on, how shaky you guys were. Like you almost didn't want to say the wrong thing.
Yeah,
and that's the thing is like
honestly,
with us.
If I had to say it now, I think we're getting used to each other's energy right now.
And I mean, we just met X today, 4 hours ago.
It was a fun meeting too, because
it was fun.
Playing Pokemon.
We're coming out here and we're doing our thing. Next week we're going to sound even better, and the week after that we're going to do even better.
Yeah. But not only that, I mean, seeing where we started to where we are now, because when we started, it was one of those things where it's like I just wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Because
even if no one listened, it's fun to do it.
It's so weird. John thinks that this is a conversation we're having with the podcast. This is all us talking about how good of John he is.
He has no idea that we're just trying to tell him thanks for bringing us all together.
Being a person. No, I get that and I appreciate it, but thank you. But still, it's one of those things you guys are what makes this special for me, because when we started, I remember listening to one of my favorite podcasts, which is now SideQuest Arcade, and it's just 4 guys sitting around talking about bullshit, and there's that's what I want. There's another one that I listen to, Street Fighter Radio by Joe Monday, and it's just him. And it's I like his show, but I don't find myself that interested.
Yeah.
I don't. To sit there for an hour and just
To
talk.
just talk.
See, and then I think the same thing. Like I have friends. I have one of my friends. One of my friends has a cousin who has a son. He's about 14 or 15 years old.
Who has a dog?
Who has a dog? Who has
Who
a
has
cat.
a dog? Who
The
has
dog
a friend
has a cat that
Twice
he
removed.
takes care of.
Twice removed.
Yeah, no.
that has
So
an
anyway,
internet persona that talks to a friend of a
he's
friend.
actually going to be on the podcast next week.
At my cousin's dog.
At my cousin's dog's friend.
Hit him
Yeah,
up on
no.
Twitter.
So this kid.
I feel like I
he's-
gotta start the Instagram for some dog's friend. Give me 1 second. I'm just-
We're gonna start it. Yeah, so this 14-year-old kid, like I told him about the podcast, super gamer, super nerdy, just cool 14-year-old, very smart for his age, very grounded, very down to earth, especially in the situation that he's in because of the type of family that he has.
Yeah.
Another story for another time. Point is that this kid. He's super cool, super smart, and he listened to us the other day, and he was just like, you guys sound. He listened to the very first episode we were on, the one everybody.
Yeah.
And he was like, you guys sound great, and the whole time I was just like, dude, I sound gay, dude. I don't like I don't like how I sound, I don't like my voice.
Of course you would
Hashtag
think
gay
that.
voice.
Why do I fucking? What if I say something dumb? Like I wasn't into it, and he like totally like he fucking boosted my ego and shit by he's like, I listened to it, you guys sounded great. And then the next week he was like, what game are you guys playing? I can't wait for the episode. And now he's all like, hey, the episode was great, good job, like everything about it. Like he's a cool kid, and it made me nervous. I didn't know if we were gonna sound good or not, and we've just been getting a lot of really cool positive.
And that's I think what makes this so surprising is, like you were saying, our first episode we had like 9 views.
Yeah.
And we were fucking stoked. We were like, holy shit, like
Honestly-
9 fucking people listen to us?
Honestly,
oh my god.
it's because like we kept going back and like listening to our own shit.
Yeah.
So, we kept like, half those
And
views was
then-
just us like checking back and like I
Honestly, in all
listen.
reality, how many of us go back? Like, how many times do you listen to the episodes?
Honestly, after the first episode, because I had to take this very drastic step back because I was so anxious and so I was so surprised about things, I've stopped listening to shows that I record.
Really?
That's hilarious because after
the second episode, I stopped listening to things that I sat and recorded on. And that's actually something that I texted John about, was like, look, man, the guys that just came on, they sounded nervous, but, towards the end of the episode, they came through so strong. Tell them, do not listen to what you record. That is the biggest mistake, is the fact that when you sit back and you ponder about what you think you said, or what you should have said, how you sounded, I think it fucks with you in a way that you can't carry that
for me,
energy
it
to the
doesn't.
next episode.
I agree with him 100% because I listened to the first episode we were on, and then after that I listened to that amazing episode that the three of us loved. Was it 10? Episode 10 was the one that all three of us were just completely ecstatic about. I listened to that one, and after that I hated my rant about Game of Thrones so much to the point that I hated myself. But everybody that listened to that podcast, they were like,
I
Your Game
listened
of
to it and I was
Thrones
like,
was
that
great.
dude, you're on it. You're
like
hilarious. I
Yeah,
think that's
and
so
I was
funny.
just like the
I
whole
think you're
time
so
I was
good.
just like, I hate my rant. I went too hard. I went too strong on it, and I was just like the whole time I was thinking this, and my best friend and my roommate both listened to me, and I was just like, they told me straight up, they were like, you know what you're talking about. You sound fine.
Yeah.
I was just like, but ever since that, like, I'm pretty sure I'm never gonna listen to our episodes again
But see, what's funny-
unless I'm doing the editing.
But see, what's funny is like last week, right after I did the editing, I put it on, and it was really cool for me because we were all playing Fortnite,
Yes.
and we had the podcast going, and like we recorded this, and we're still laughing at some of the shit that we say on this.
Yeah.
But
We were playing Fortnite and we had the podcast playing.
But it's-
like our podcast playing. It was a little full of ourselves. But
Before we go ahead and fucking jerk ourselves off too much, let's go ahead and grab a cupcake.
Yes.
And toast it to who belongs the most.
Well, I'm gonna grab a cupcake, but I'm not gonna eat it because
You're gonna grab a cupcake and you're gonna fucking toast it.
and then you're gonna eat it.
No.
So it's strawberry shortcake?
oh yeah, we heard you like strawberries
If I can go ahead and give it up to the guy that brought us all together,
all together.
I'm happy to be a guest.
John, to
our
the good
host.
times, to the bad times,
To the fun
and
times
everything in between.
and all the funny
Definitely.
bits.
And the funny bits.
Cheers, man. Happy birthday,
Thank
dude.
you guys. So why aren't you gonna eat it?
No,
That's
that's
because
okay.
I don't feel like myself right now.
Oh,
so.
okay, cool.
But
We got a little bit of watch.
I'll take it to
Yeah,
go.
you take
Deal.
yours to go.
Yeah.
But no, like I mean, I listen to you guys because you know I really love what it is we're doing here, and I want to listen to you guys do this thing. But yeah, big fucking
All
beards.
over it.
yeah, beards.
Yeah.
Hashtag beards.
I'm glad I don't have one.
But,
So, like,
but it's funny because, like I said, we started out our first episode doing 9 listens.
3 people and 9 listens. Half of us was us.
Yeah, pretty much. And now, because we checked it earlier, we're sitting at almost 300 listens. On Facebook, we're sitting at 82 followers.
Like
Yeah,
we're
the
going.
numbers
We
are
want to
growing,
thank
yeah.
all of you guys,
Yes.
like for
Instagram,
sure, 100%.
Instagram, we're up to 180.
Everybody who listens, everybody who presses play on that fucking shit. Even if you don't listen to the full thing, because it's 2 hours long and we ramble a
You're
lot.
still helping us.
Like,
Yeah.
thank you so
The fact
much
that
for
you give
doing
us
that, man.
time.
Yeah, 100%. And honestly, if you guys use iTunes, I'm an Apple guy,
And,
so I love it.
I think now's a good time for me to go ahead and do my little segment since I do the social media stuff. Big ups. Thank you, Troy, for commenting on the thing. Halo is a great first-person shooter. I'm glad you commented on it. You're
Shut
right.
up, bro.
First-person shooters have definitely made a change. Big ups to Cam Maxey, looking out for us since the very beginning, helping us
yeah.
out. Yo, Collier, thanks for fucking doing everything that you do. Thanks for sharing us. Thanks for messaging me directly. Every single one of our Instagram followers,
Is he
thanks
a
for
person?
liking and sharing us. He just recently moved back to Ohio. He's one of my army buddies that used to do
Collier?
my thing.
Or
Yeah.
Collier?
Collier, he used to
Collier.
help me out.
I tell you what, get in touch with him.
He'll be back here for the Christmas season, so if he wants to, I'll let him know. Like, I'll bring him over.
Do
We'll
that.
get a shot.
We'll Skype him on.
Yeah, right on, man.
I want to give a shout out to that young kid that was talking about Thomas. Dude, thanks. You're awesome.
Anybody that shares our stuff, anybody that likes our stuff, anybody that does anything for us, look, we very much appreciate it.
Yeah, hit us up. Let us know what you guys do. We'll shout it out. We'll definitely do something.
And with all of that in mind, guys, just because I kind of have to say it, if you guys do want to show some love, we would definitely rather take your likes and your shares over anything else. If for any reason you have some extra cash and you just want to donate it to something, you can go to our Anchor page and there's a place on there for donations. But again, money is money. It comes and goes. But we would much rather have your likes, your listens, your shares, your comments
Honestly,
and
like,
concerns.
if you send us money, it just turns into like equipment that we try to buy on our own. Like, we use whatever it is you give us to make the podcast a
Yeah.
little bit better. Just recently, we're trying to do video. We're also trying to put pictures out there. The voice recordings are only getting better, and thankfully, like, we're trying to get our guests to come out here better. So, like, things like gas
If
money
you
and
guys wanna-
transportation
yeah.
do make a difference. For
If you guys
us.
want to be on this also, if you guys are in
Hit us
the El
up.
Paso area, we'll definitely let you guys come on. Guest stars, we don't mind it at all.
We'll
Anything
provide
you
the
want.
alcohol. All you got to do is provide
Yeah,
the
just
jokes.
come on. Come on and play the game that we have for the week. As you can see, we hardly talk about it sometimes. But
All right,
we're never down.
Since we're coming up on the 2-hour period, I gotta
Yeah.
know.
We ran out of footage for the video.
Of course we did.
I gotta know, guys. What is going on with the rating system?
With the rating
Wait a minute.
system.
Okay, so apparently this guy's using Mario heads.
I keep changing it up.
Yeah, it's like every week he's got some other system.
Yeah, like I like back in my day when I used to do this podcast, it was a 1 out of 10. You take the average, that's
Right.
the rating.
Right.
Yeah, I always change mine a little bit. You know.
Yeah.
But
So let me know. 1 out of 10.
1 out of
If
10
you were gonna
Deadpool
call
hits.
this game Marvel Future Fight. What is it, John?
For me, I've got to give this probably, I'd say a 7.
7. Why do you say that?
I love the game. I love the cast. I love the fact that they're always doing new characters, new events, things like that.
Yeah, I love hand jobs, but like, why should I get them?
It's a hand job. Why wouldn't you? But as far as the game is concerned, for me, it's more nostalgia.
Okay.
Being a diehard fan of Ultimate Alliance, this is kind of like a modern day reminder.
Okay.
you know what this game reminds me of, though? And I was bringing this up earlier with him. It reminds me of X-Men Legends.
Yeah.
We talked about X-Men Legends the other day. And just, you have your area where you can go and you can the things you can hit and destroy. But other than that, you can't really do much else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know. That's the type of feel I was getting.
So what about you? What would you rate it?
I'd rate it probably a 7 as well. I was thinking, just the ads and
Yeah,
and all
that's
that
pretty much
stuff.
what knocks it down a couple of pegs for me.
There is a lot that you can do in this game. A lot of missions that you can go on besides the main story.
Yeah.
So that's really, really cool. It's always changing, like you said, and it's up to date.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
what about you, Perp?
I'm not gonna fucking lie to you guys. I did not play this game. I played it. I'm at level 2.
But give me.
But
your rating.
my honest rating for the game, it's a great game. It's I like the graphics. I like the way it plays. The characters are cool. It's pretty easy to get a hang of it. And he's right. Aside from the main story, like all those side missions, that Doctor Strange side mission, all that was pretty cool. I'm gonna give it a 7.
You're a 7.
I'm gonna 7.
You want to digest that a little bit? Like, that's your first impression. You really, really want to say 7.
I honestly, because I'm not gonna. It's not a bad game. I didn't play it
You don't
because
want to
I
bash
just.
it, but for what you played it.
For what I played it, because I didn't play a lot of it, it has the potential to be great, and I just didn't. I didn't get a chance.
Okay. Yeah, I really like that. Have you played it?
I played a little bit, but I didn't like the ads.
You don't like
Yeah,
that?
it's
I-
really
yeah.
But, like, how did you
But-
think of it?
It's a good game,
Uh-huh.
but I give it a 5.
You give it a 5. Okay. So I could totally understand that when you really want to break it down. So, unfortunately, I cannot give a vote to this because it was very last minute for me to come back up to
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah.
Literally last minute. Actually, I think the only reason that you came out was
Yeah.
because the birthday thing.
I hit you guys up that yeah, it was partially the birthday thing, but at the same time, I was expecting to come back next week, but week early's just maybe a week just.
And are
right
you
on
back
time.
for good or what?
You know what?
Pending.
I just paid my rent. I got my bills under control. Why not call it Return of the King?
Nice.
So
we'll try to do it a
I
little
was
earlier,
waiting for you to
especially.
fucking slide that shit in.
Yeah,
I was fucking waiting for it.
I was
fucking
sent to the
warned them
messages.
about
I was
it,
just
too.
like,
you know it's whack as fuck. I don't even like Return of the King. The only return I recognize is Return of the Jedi. So
And there it is. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta
man.
fight it.
What are you talking about?
because Return of the King is Lord of the Rings, and in the message thread, this fool decided to say, "Hey, next week is Return of the King."
You should name
And
the show.
I didn't say anything. I didn't write there.
Return of the Mac.
No, he was like, all right, so you should name the next episode Return of the King because
Yeah.
I'm coming back on. And I didn't respond.
I didn't
In the back of my head,
respond
I was
either.
like,
His response was like, "Nice!"
I was-
Exclamation
yeah,
mark.
I was like, this motherfucker.
No, I didn't respond at all because I hadn't met him yet. But nah, I'm gonna go ahead and disagree. I'm the king
Ooh.
Of the North?
Hey man,
of the North.
go ahead. Do what you do. So, of the people that rated it, we're gonna go ahead and call this a 6.5.
Good game.
So, what would you say? 6.5 is worth a download. Is it worth to keep?
It's
I'm already gonna say
it's
I'm not.
worth the download.
If you're a
But
Marvel
if you
fan,
get past again, like I think I heard it on your guys' last podcast or when you guys were talking about it.
Mhm.
If you pass the ads, it's a great game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course it is. I love it, but the ads is what's
and it's
serious
because it's
problem.
Marvel. It's like Marvel has to get that.
Yeah,
money.
and for I mean, for
Disney's
me,
got money to be.
I know,
yeah,
but
honestly, for me, I've been playing this game on and off for literal years.
really,
Yeah, and it's like I'll download it, I'll play it for like a month or so, and then I'll get rid of it. And then just like we were talking about with Fallout 4, just whenever I get that itch, then I'll re-download
Scratch
it.
it.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
free to download. I play it to get my fill, and then I throw it away again. Because what's cool is as long as you have a profile, whenever you re-download it, you just sign into your profile, and boom, you pick up where you left off.
no, I do like that. It's more interactive than the previous Marvel game that we covered. I don't like pressing random buttons
Yeah.
and waiting for something to happen. Like that's what I was asking you guys about the autoplay earlier.
Yeah.
If you guys do that, and you do it just to
Just
give
to
your-
level up, yeah.
just
Or
to
get,
level
like,
your characters and stuff.
Bio-
And I see why you would need to do that because the minute you use that character and they're not leveled up, they don't have the biometrics or anything like that, they instantly get killed.
Yeah.
Like you can't even play that character, and it's
It's
kind of
frustrating.
Yeah,
It's really
when you
frustrating.
when you get this new character and you want to start using him right away, then you have to level him up first.
Yeah.
But you, like having the controls on the screen, They're on the side, so it's pretty easy to see the screen. But I can see as it starts to get bigger, you kind of use more of the screen. And
I wish that there was more of an aerial view, so you could see more of it.
Exactly.
But so typically it's right around this point where we kind of decide or get an idea on what we're going to play next week, and that actually is not the case this week. For those of y'all that follow the Facebook, I put up almost a challenge, and I think we've only had one response so far. I don't know if you want to fact check that. Where basically, if you follow us on Facebook, the first 5 people to post a game, those 5 games are going to go on a poll, and then we are going to put them on a rating system or a voting system. I'm sorry, and whichever one wins, that's the one that we're playing.
Okay.
So when do y'all want to do the cutoff? Like, how much time do y'all think that we need to?
Well, we're up latest Tuesday.
Give me,
So-
what do you think, 2 weeks? No? Too much?
Yeah,
Well, yeah, because we need to review the game next week.
yeah.
6 days.
6 days.
So we have to cut it off tomorrow?
I'm talking shit.
I say maybe Thursday.
Thursday?
Cut it off on Thursday,
Yeah.
and that gives us
that feels good.
what
3
Thursday,
days to
Friday,
play it?
Saturday.
Okay.
Okay.
And so what are the limitations?
It has to be free. It has to be on Android and iOS.
So we're sticking with the mobile game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you know, if they throw a PlayStation game at us and it's not on Xbox, then
Yeah.
I can't help you guys out.
yeah. So yeah, we'll keep this one as a mobile game. Next week we'll probably do a mobile game and a console game.
So
Maybe revisit Fortnite for the 3rd time, right, or 4th time?
Well, I mean, like we had talked about it before that. If,
Well, okay. Last
new
episode,
seasons
but
does help us.
yeah, but last episode we were supposed to re-review Fortnite, and we just completely fucking.
We
forgot
talked
all
about it
that.
for
That's
like
why.
a split
That's why I
second.
wanted to come on because if you guys are going to talk about Fortnite,
we got you on the hook. Come back and talk. to
That's
us.
how
You got to come back with us now.
that's how he was with Kingdom Hearts that one time. He wished he was on that episode just because.
Yeah, how do you think I felt? I was about to flame y'all. Anyway, a new segment that we're gonna try to test out is, so for certain episodes we definitely want to have, because we are not only a video game podcast, we tried to get drinks out there too.
A bit of everything.
So what do we call the segment?
The original idea was 3 sheets to the cartridge, unless you guys come up with something better.
We'll probably
Three
see.
sheets
If it
of
stays, it'll stay. If it doesn't, then we'll let you guys know.
So if you
For
guys
now.
don't mind me putting it out there, because Marvel was so heavy, if we don't want to remember, but we always have to, back in 2008, this whole thing started with Robert Downey Jr. playing Tony Stark as Iron Man.
Iron Man 1.
So,
Boom.
according to the Absolute webpage, ingredients are going to include 1 part rye whiskey, half a part apricot brandy, half a part Absolute vodka. Mix. Fill all the way with ice. Add all ingredients. Stir and strain. Chilled on a cocktail glass. If you want to sweeten it up, go ahead and add orange juice, just a splash, or sweet and sour. Anything citrus will work. Pineapple will probably be best. Make
What
sure
did you just give us?
Yeah, pretty much. What you want to do is, if you're going to strain and separate, strain all the ingredients into the glass first, and then spoon feed a mixer on top of it. It'll give you a nice layered look on top of a red and gold type of look.
So
this
an
drink
Iron
will
Man.
Iron, yeah.
exactly. This drink will be called the Iron Man.
Okay, you gave us like no hint. You would just like, here's your ingredients. Here, how'd you make it?
No, he said Tony Stark. He brought up Tony Stark.
Yeah.
said-
So-
I
No,
was-
yeah. But
I
he
was
said
trying to finish it with the
in
drink
2008. Tony Stark played.
I was trying to finish it with the drink name.
Yeah.
So anyway,
That's a cool segment.
That's a cool segment. Definitely.
Underage. Sorry.
I know, man.
What we should do though is this probably shouldn't. I mean, we shouldn't talk about this on the podcast, but who cares? We should probably just have that drink. Pick the drink at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
and try to serve that, and we'll drink that drink during the episode.
And I'll go ahead and post the picture and the ingredients onto the Instagram and Facebook page,
Nice.
And also Twitter, so that way you guys can follow us and you guys can check out what we're drinking. So next drink, we will definitely drink at least one of the drink that we're trying to talk about.
We should get that. We should get one of those Walking Deads.
We definitely will.
So anything entertainment, anything video game related.
Video
yes,
games.
if it
movies,
has anything entertainment related, we will make it work.
Anything nerddom.
Yep. So go ahead and visit us on Instagram, visit us on Facebook. We will go ahead and have the Iron Man posted on there, and we'll show you how to make it. And if you need a pour lesson, I will go ahead and do that on Tuesday.
Cool. Or one day
Video.
you can come out and we can actually record the video.
Yep.
Throw it up there.
I will teach you how to pour and how to do proper things, and John will definitely help me out. Both of us have done bartending long enough to show you how
Make
things are done.
fucking anything.
Yep.
So,
Cool.
alright, guys.
So anything else, guys?
I think we're ready to sign off.
There you go. Once again, this is Discount Gaming. With us is John, otherwise
AKA
known as
AKA Iron Business 01.
Renee, aka Mr. Perp 6.
Brand, aka Savant_11 on
I
Twitter.
love the fact that now he can actually say that with with knowing what he's talking
I
about.
still need to figure out my gaming.
God
But
damn it.
I haven't gotten Wi-Fi yet, so I haven't really messed with any of that.
The Wi-Fi's.
I haven't gotten the
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi's.
Maybe a Flash.
Christian.
Kid Flash.
Kid Flash. Scarlet_Speed 219.
Coming back for the first time in a couple weeks, Xavier Keys, otherwise known as Brolic Blaxican. Please come listen to us next week.
Yes.
Bye, guys.